producer Jay Rothman, director Chip Dean, our entire crew, Mike Tirico, saying thanks for watching this presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Off we go to Oakland, and here's Brad Nessler.
A sold-out McAfee Coliseum in Oakland, California. Tonight, as we wrap up the NFL kickoff weekend, two of the NFL's brightest stars, LaDainian Tomlinson of the Chargers and Randy Moss of the Oakland Raiders. And they are all set and looking to shine in the bright lights of ESPN's Monday Night Football. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Oakland. I'm Brad Nessler. These two teams get together for the 94th time, and they're both looking for better things than a year ago. The Chargers, after winning the AFC West with 12 wins 2 seasons back, fell to 9-7, didn't make the postseason. For the Raiders, they obviously didn't make the postseason last year, as they were 4-12, and since Super Bowl 37, they have only 13 total wins. No playoffs. Out goes another coach in Norv Turner. As we bring in my partners, Ron Jaworski and Dick Vermeil. And, Coach, you know these two coaches, both these guys, as well as anybody. Art Shell, second tour of duty with the Raiders. What's he bring to him?
Well, I think of talking with Art, he's going back to all the principles and philosophies that helped him be an 8-time All-Pro offensive tackle, and then end up playing on 2 Super Bowl teams, and then turn around and coach 3 playoff teams as the head coach, topped off by being elected to the Hall of Fame. He brings great credibility. He's talking toughness, play the game smart, working them hard, pads on, and they're bitching a little.
Well, we'll see if they take that discipline and if they bitch tonight a little bit. Philip Rivers makes his first start at quarterback for the Chargers in his 3rd year. You remember your first start, Jaws?
I remember it precisely. It was my 3rd year as well, and I only threw the ball 13 times in that game. I believe you will see Marty Schottenheimer manage Philip Rivers the same way. He will rely on number 21, LaDainian Tomlinson, in the backfield. LaDainian will have to wear the hat in this matchup. And again, at this McAfee Coliseum, LaDainian has averaged 142 yards per game in 5 visits. He will come up big in this one. I believe you'll see maybe 40 touches from LT tonight.
He says that he loves playing the Raiders as much as Marty Schottenheimer likes coaching against the Raiders. Going to be an interesting ball game tonight because the Chargers have won 5 straight over Oakland, and the Raiders are looking to snap that. Let's go down to the 4th member of our team, Bonnie Bernstein.
Well, Brad, Philip Rivers has been fascinated with football since he was about 4 years old. He is the son of a high school coach in Alabama. He told me he would sit in on meetings, learn the lingo, listen to how quarterbacks would break the huddle. Now the kid who grew up watching Monday Night Football will launch his career on this very same stage, and whether Philip wins or not tonight, he actually already has a small victory. He said, up until now, my 4-year-old daughter, Hallie, always asked, Daddy, how come you never wear a helmet on TV? Well, Hallie, Daddy's definitely wearing one tonight.
And he'll have that chin strap wrapped pretty tight, I would think, against the Oakland Raider defense tonight. Randy Moss has been voted one of the captains for this Oakland Raider team. That in itself is an interesting situation. LaDainian Tomlinson, 5 straight years of over 1,200 yards rushing. Only Eric Dickerson to start his career has ever been that productive. Oakland won the toss. They will receive. That means Nate Keding is set to kick off. This crowd is lit up. Some of them have been here since Friday afternoon. We're underway as we wrap up our doubleheader on Monday Night Football. Rashard Lee from about the 4. And Lee gets it out across the 20 and out to about the 22-yard line. So a brand new quarterback for the Oakland Raiders. If Drew Brees wasn't in New Orleans, this guy wouldn't be here, and Philip Rivers wouldn't be starting for the other team. Aaron Brooks comes over after 5 years of starting in New Orleans.
You know, Aaron Brooks has the big arm. That fits nicely for Randy Moss's deep style of passing game. But as I've studied Aaron Brooks through his career, he must become more consistent. Only a 56% completion percentage. In a West Coast offense, he should be around 63 to 65%.
Randy Moss and Alvis Whitted go out to the top of your screen on first down for the Raiders from the 22-yard line. And now it's Moss in motion. And Brooks comes up throwing. Plenty of time, steps up, fires, complete, and it's going to be very close to a first down. Courtney Anderson, the tight end, made the stop. Let's check out the Raiders offense, and Lamont Jordan will set it for us. Lamont?
The Raiders up front, anchored by my boy, the Undertaker, Robert Gallery. Skill positions, anchored by yours truly, Lamont Jordan, #1 Lady Terps fan, national champs. and of course my boy, nappy head Randy Moss.
Jordan had over 1,000 yards on the ground at 70 catches a year ago. He's the tailback in the eye. And a 2nd down and 1 for the Raiders on their opening drive. And it is Jordan, left side, 1st down, Oakland out to the 34-yard line. Let's check the Chargers defensively, and Sean Merriman will do the honors.
Now introducing the 11 that you love to hate, up front anchoring the team. Jamal, defensive quarterback Williams. Behind him, you have Randall, the Rev, Godfrey. And a newcomer, Marlon, the president, McCree.
Good job, Sean. 1st down, and of course the front 7 of San Diego considered one of the best in all of football. And it's a different 7 than it used to be. We'll develop that as we go. 1st down for the Raiders, their own 35. And it's Jordan again off that left side, and he got out to about the 39-yard line as he followed Robert Gallery. Gallery, the #1 draft choice a year ago out of Iowa, and was the right tackle. And has switched to the left side. In fact, much of that offensive front, different guys in different positions, Dick, and that's not always as easy as everybody thinks it is.
No, fundamentally, it's a different kick step altogether, and plus his tattoo's on the wrong side.
He was an Outland Trophy winner for Kirk Ferentz in Iowa, and now playing his natural left side. We'll see if he protects it and blocks as well as he has on the first 2 runs. Pick up a 3 on the last one, 2nd down and 7. Pressure off the corner, and Jordan, nice adjustment up the middle, got to about the 40-yard line, and that's where Randall Godfrey brought him down. The Chargers defensively last year were #1 against the rush in the National Football League. And so far, Jordan's done a pretty good job on the ground. There you see 28th against the pass, and Quentin Jammer said to us, you know, we get a bad rap about being 28th against the pass. When you're #1 against the rush, somebody's going to put something in the air on it.
And they're playing catch-up football, and they're throwing the ball downfield on it. So there's more pass attempts, more yards.
3 wide receivers now for Brooks as Ronald Curry joins the group. They're all bunched to the left side on a 3rd down and 4. Brooks looking that way. In trouble. He's got good wheels, and he's got a 1st down. All the way out to midfield and more. Aaron Brooks, and there's the dimension Kerry Collins didn't have a year ago.
This is one dimension that he can really bring to a football team. He's in pressure. If he doesn't see Ron what's downfield, he'll find a spot to go ahead and get upfield and get that 1st down.
Well, Coach, you're absolutely right. Mobility is about moving around in the pocket, not necessarily running for 1st downs, but in that particular situation, everyone was covered downfield. Aaron Brooks did an excellent job of tucking the ball away and picking up the 1st down, not making a huge mistake by trying to force the football.
Into San Diego territory. Raiders looking good on their opening march at the 49 of San Diego. And now Brooks, something he didn't like the look of, and he'll call a timeout. So we'll take it with him. Just underway in Oakland. 11:16 remaining 1st quarter. No score. We'll see if the Raiders can change that when we come back.
Your flight attendants will be coming through the cabin shortly, offering snacks for sale for $5. Also available, in-flight magazines for $3. If you'd like to rent a pillow or blanket, that'll be $2. If you need to use the restroom, that fee's $4. If you need anything else, feel free to push that call button for a minimum fee of $1.
How far are they going to go? For 35 years, Southwest Airlines has offered low fares with no strings attached.
You are now free to move about the country.
Amateurs work until they get it right. Professionals work until they can't get it wrong. This is the uncompromising world of professional grade. And this is the truck that embodies it. The all-new 2007 GMC Sierra. GMC, we are professional grade.
Woo! See, kids? Isn't this better than flying? Yeah. Look, vagabonds.
Couldn't use your credit card miles, huh?
Yeah, they blacked us out.
You should switch to Capital One.
What smells like old cheese?
Oh, that's just Earl.
Oh, it's just Earl, honey.
Switch to Capital One's new no-hassle rewards. Now with no blackout dates, no earn caps, and no miles expiration.
This is our stop. You want to hit the ground rolling. Okay.
Ooh. What's in your wallet?
ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
The Raiders driving toward the black hole and have it in San Diego territory at the 49-yard line. The Raiders not only with a new head coach, but they go back to the future with their offensive coordinator. Tom Walsh, who was with Art Shell the last go-around. He's had out of football for a long time, Josh.
You know, and it's really difficult to catch up with the game. This game does not change every year. It changes every week. So he's had a lot of studying to do.
Brooks out first down. Going deep down the middle and in and out of the hands of Courtney Anderson, who should have had it as tight end at the 25-yard line.
They brought both strong side linebackers, the inside guy and the Sam linebacker. Merriman on the outside created some pressure, turned the tight end loose inside, but it was a great hit, knocked the ball out.
But an excellent throw by Aaron Brooks. He hung nicely in the pocket to hit that seam. Anderson has to come up with that catch. Ooh. The ball was actually out before the hit by McCree, and boy, did he give him a shot.
Here's what they've got to do better than they did last year. They had 30 drop passes. That's 30th ranked in the National Football League. You cannot keep drives going if the receivers, which you get paid to do, catch the football and they drop it.
Randall Williams now will take Anderson's spot. He was shaken up on that bone-jarring hit to the helmet. It'll bring up second down and 10.
And Marlon McCree actually launched at Anderson. I'm surprised you didn't get a flag.
Here they come with the same linebacker, dog.
Jordan on a counter, and he's dropped in his tracks, a loss of one. And it's Terrence Keel from the safety spot. Made a great play there, and it's going to bring up the third down and long.
They expect Keel to really start maturing. He's been there a couple of years. He's the second-round draft choice, Ronnie, and he had all the tools coming out of Texas. Now he's mature enough, I think, to start reaching his potential.
What was beautiful about that play was the diagnosis. A lot of guys see it and they wait. Keel that time saw the play, read the play, attacked it, and made the play in the backfield before Jordan was able to get started.
First time the Raiders have been on a third and long on this opening drive. Third down and 11. The 8th play of their opening march. They're back in their own territory now. Brooks pressured, deep middle, and almost intercepted. Nearly picked off by Marlon McCree. So the Raiders had something going, and now they're going to have to give it up.
That's another reason the Chargers didn't intercept many passes last year, is they dropped too many. And here's an example right there.
They only had 10 a year ago. If you think that's bad, the Raiders only had 5 interceptions as a team, and he should have had that one.
You see Merriman get chopped down there?
Ooh, boy, that's what you got to do. Merriman's a big, strong guy. You go for that cut block, he's not going to get to the quarterback. You know what? That's going to slow him down a little bit on his next rush.
Shane Leckler will punt. And Eric Parker is back deep. Darren Sproles broke his leg in the preseason in the first game. He was their return man for the Chargers. Takes a big chunk out of their special teams. Parker is going to let it go. That's going to make the end zone. And the Chargers will come out to work at the 20-yard line. 50-yard punts. Philip Rivers. Got to be some butterflies in there someplace. He'll take his first snap as a starter when we come back.
He's got nothing but open field ahead of him.
You spent all Sunday watching games on the tube.
ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 41. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. GMC, we are professional grade. Capital One, what's in your wallet? And eBay Express, where you'll always find it new. eBayExpress.com.
Let's see how much noise they make down in that end of the field for Philip Rivers, who's offense is going to set up at the 20-yard line. As Bonnie said, he's been prepared his whole life. He said, the wait seemed like forever, but I learned a lot from Drew Brees. Now it's his time. First snap, first start from the 20 for the Chargers. Tomlinson cuts out, got about 4 behind his fullback, Lorenzo Neal, who's going to set the Charger offense for us right here.
Introducing the greatest offense on earth. At center, Nick Hardwick, the real deal, in-your-face Hardwick. Now, let's talk about the skill positions. Let's talk about 21, Superman without the cape, LaDainian Tomlinson. At wide receiver, Keenan McCardell, steady as a rock, the ageless wonder.
The ageless wonder, the oldest wide receiver in the National Football League. End around coming. Eric Parker has got the first down and then some. All the way out across the 40 and out to the 42-yard line.
They brought the outside linebacker right into the reverse, but he didn't get it. They got around him anyway.
Asamoah made the stop defensively. Let's take another look.
You see 53 coming there. Thomas Howard, they get around him anyway.
Well, Thomas Howard is a rookie, and a lot of times you will see coaches early in the ball game try to take advantage of that aggressiveness. The guy's all lathered up. I mean, this whole stadium's lathered up. He over-pursued the play. They ran the reverse very effectively to his side.
Eric Parker, a pickup of 18 on the end around. And the Chargers have much better field position now at the 9:20 mark. Just outside their own 42-yard line. Antonio Gates, a motion man. LaDainian Tomlinson, left side out to the 44, got about 2 yards. Warren Sapp, the big guy, number 99, set the defense, Warren.
Starting up front for the D-line, the NFL sack leader, Mr. Derek Texas Lee Burgess. The linebackers, hey, fast Thomas Howard, young 5'3". And on the back end in the secondary, we got Nnamdi. I cannot pronounce your name. Asamoah, awesome something. Yeah.
Try Asamoah, Warren. That's close enough. Oh, boy.
We've worked on that all week.
We have. Second down and 7. Rivers, first throw, swing, and got it to LaDainian Tomlinson perfectly on the fly, and first down, San Diego. Be honest with you, that's a tough throw, Jaws, and I thought he overthrew him.
Brad, I got to tell you, that is tremendous composure. He's got to throw it over the top of an on-rushing defender. You'll say it here. He gets a nice touch over Derek Burgess. It looked like it was overthrown, but boy, that's great composure. A lot of times, young quarterback can just squeeze that a little bit and almost stick it right in Burgess's belly.
You got to think that the butterflies just calmed down their wings a little bit.
Well, they brought people inside, so they lost the inside-out pursuit. But a safety playing a nickel linebacker came up inside.
Manu Maliuna is in there as a second tight end. Lorenzo Neal, the fullback, in motion. On a first down, the counter, and Tomlinson again to about the 41-yard line. LaDainian Tomlinson, arguably the best all-around back. He says, you know what, just call me a running back. You don't have to say that all-around stuff, but a couple of years ago, he caught 100 passes, so he does everything.
He has excellent hands. He could block. He could pick up the blitz. But what I really enjoyed about spending time, and I know the coach and I talked about this afterwards, he did not talk about himself. He talked about one thing. He looked at the coach's ring, and he said, I want one of those. He wants to be a world champion.
You see what he's done against the Raiders. Jaws talked about it earlier. Almost 122 yards a game. His career high of 243 came against the Raiders as well. Second down and 6. Here he comes again. Straight into the middle of things. And he's about 2 yards shy of the first down to the 37-yard line. We talked a little bit about it earlier. Marcus McNeil, the left tackle for the Chargers, is a rookie out of Auburn. Now, he's not rookie size. There he is, 73, 6'7", 336. But I tell you, when you start a football game with a quarterback who's never started and a rookie left tackle, that can be a disastrous combination.
It could be, but they think this guy is going to mature much quicker than the normal rookie left tackle. He's going to have to tonight because he's on Tyler Brayton, and Brayton's one of those intense kids that just keeps coming. He'll test.
Chargers have had 6 plays. LaDainian Tomlinson's been involved in 5. Make it 6 out of 7. Left side, first down and more. Tripped up as he got down to about the 27-yard line. Stu Schweigert from the secondary got him, but
you were talking about Marcus. Watch the left tackle, number 73, pull. He gets around there. He's going to kick out on the defender right there. Gets up in inside there, and there goes number 21. You know, yesterday was the first time I've ever been around him that I liked him. I was how to coach against him. How could you like a guy that good when you have to coach against him?
That was rookie on rookie because he blocked Michael Huff, the rookie safety out of Texas, who's making the start tonight for the Raiders.
You could not even see Michael Huff. He was engulfed.
Nickel in defensively for the Raiders. 8th play of the Charger drive. First down at the 28-yard line. Tomlinson again.
They may want to get out of that nickel a little bit earlier than they normally like to.
Yep.
They used it a lot last year, too, but San Diego's going to run the ball on second long.
We talked with LT extensively yesterday about the fact he didn't touch the football in the preseason. He's touching it a lot right now.
He said it didn't make any difference because Marty's football practices are intense.
Right.
On the padded days, they don't tackle in full speed, but everything else they do with quick movement, very intense, and so he feels game ready.
He's caught a pass. He's rushed it that many times. And it's a second down and 5 upcoming. He said the only thing about not handling it in the preseason is you worry about ball security because you've really not been hit that hard as far as holding on to the football. Timeout taken by the Chargers, much like the Raiders did on their opening drive. Phillip Rivers doesn't want to waste an opportunity. They have a golden one to score when we come back to Oakland after this.
Traffic. It's gridlocked all the way into downtown. All 4 lanes are new level of strength, a new level of quality. Introducing the GM 100,000-mile warranty, a new level of confidence.
5:20 remaining first quarter. Raiders had an opening march that stalled right near midfield. The Chargers now have moved it down to the Raider 22-yard line on their opening drive. And they've got a 2nd down and 5. And it has been the LaDainian Tomlinson show so far.
And they're going to keep running the ball, I think, when you play a nickel defense against these guys, especially on 2nd and 5.
Yeah, Derek Gibson, a safety, number 36, is playing a linebacker position.
And around again. Whoops, loose football. Rivers going to go down for a loss at the 29-yard line. Well, they already used the end around to Parker once. They came back to it that time, a missed exchange, unless it was supposed to be a fake handoff and they just made contact with each other. But at any rate, it backs them up to 3rd and long.
Well, you'll see the reverse right here with Parker coming around. And
elbow down.
Elbow down. Boy, that's football 101. The first thing you teach a guy is the ball coming to your side. Get that elbow up.
I know, but wide receivers don't go through running back drills.
That's true.
You know, they really don't. And those fundamentals aren't ingrained. As simple as that may seem, that's a bad mistake.
Chargers were about 42% on 3rd down a year ago. They've got a 3rd and long here. 3rd and 12. Rivers has thrown one pass and completed it. You assume he's going to put another one up here. Nope. LaDainian Tomlinson on the pitch. And he goes down after a gain of about a yard.
Well, with the field goal kicker they've got, you know.
Nick Kading, yeah, he can bomb him from here.
Marty's playing that real conservative.
And I don't blame him. You've got a young quarterback in his first NFL start. You're in 3rd and a long, 3rd and 14, 15. It is the toughest down in football for any quarterback.
You know what I wouldn't like about this? Nate Kading's going to be kicking it right where the infield meets the grass.
It can be tough.
I was down in the field earlier, and although it's very firm, you're right, it's right on the seam.
Well, he hit it right down the middle anyway. So the Chargers score on their opening drive. Nate Kading on the field goal. San Diego, a 3-0 lead with just under 4 minutes to go first quarter.
I took an NFL player to school. Maybe you can too.
It's the NFL Take a Player to School sweepstakes. Enter at NFLRush.com.
Chargers cap a 51-yard drive in 11 plays. Nate Kading with a 47-yard field goal. They used a little over 6 minutes. There's Charlie Whitehurst, the backup quarterback. He's a rookie out of Clemson. So you got 2 ACC guys, one a 3rd-year pro who's never started a game, and a rookie behind him, and that's it.
You know, I watched him on the practice field Friday. He's impressive. Now, we haven't seen him in this kind of environment.
Right.
But on a practice field, Ron, you would have liked him.
Rashard Lee and Chris Carr are back deep awaiting Kading's kick. It'll be Carr, a line drive. He takes it to 10. Trying to get outside. Nice return out across the 30, out to the 32-yard line. 22-yard kick return. So Randy Moss still hasn't gotten his hands on it. He's going to be looking for it from Aaron Brooks, his quarterback, when the Raiders take over on offense.
Susan.
Oh, hey.
Frank. I called you like a dozen times. What happened?
It's my cell. Service is unreliable. So.
Well, you better switch. Then we can reconnect.
Sure. Hey, thanks for hiding.
No problem.
Your wireless network makes all the difference.
You never would have believed me.
So choose America's most reliable, Verizon Wireless. It's the network.
Tuesday's gonna be a big night. Introducing Hot Release Tuesday at Walmart. Be the first to get all the latest CDs, DVDs, and video games. This week, get the Star Wars trilogy on 2 disc sets. Hot Release Tuesday only at Walmart. Our apologies to Wednesday.
點俾佢遠方嘅一位朋友樂意收聽。
我等着你回來，還不回來，在晚上。
92,000 are here at the Coliseum as two of the biggest rivals in college football.
Emmitt Smith, NFL legend, gridiron god.
I saw some guys in the parking lot that did the same thing to a car out here in the... I think it might have been that guy.
Yeah, I think it was your car.
But I thought Halloween was in October.
So now the Raiders work from their own 32-yard line. Aaron Brooks at quarterback, 2 tight ends set. And whistles will blow this one dead. Penalty markers down.
Drayton Florence was jumping at.
Ooh, yeah.
False start. Number 76 offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And that's Robert Gallery, the left tackle, making his first start over there. Randy Moss, they didn't go to him at all in the first drive. We take a look at a couple of the plays.
Well, Quentin Jammers in real good coverage right there. And I don't like what Moss does right here. Quentin Jammers looking back in the backfield. He sees the ball thrown. Moss throws his hands up. He's showing up the quarterback. He was open after Jammer left him when he saw the quarterback Brooks release the ball.
You quarterbacks are a little sensitive.
Yeah,
very sensitive. First and 15.
We're all worked up here already.
Here's the toss to Jordan.
Great job by Merriman.
And a great job by Merriman.
Wow.
He just stayed with it and just blasted him out of bounds.
Knees bent, shoulder pass, square. You know, just worked inside out of the play, and boom, took it right to the sideline. Can't play it any better. You'll see this. There he is, number 56, the right side of your screen. Big. Les Walker, that tackle, is about 340 pounds. Played beautifully.
Merriman, a 268-pound linebacker. That just ain't fair. Consensus NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year last season. He is something special.
He was interesting talking to.
He sure was.
Took up boxing there off season to better condition his body.
Nothing like getting better. He talked about that a lot with us. Jordan broke one tackle and got back over the original line of scrimmage out to about the 25-yard line. And already a couple of boo birds out there looking for the football in the air. They'll probably see it here, but it's 3rd down and a mile.
But Brad, that's the right call in that situation. You got a 2nd and long situation. You don't need to get it all. Try to get a positive play out of it. The worst thing you want to do is keep Aaron Brooks in those long yardage situations where the defense, particularly this great pass rushing defense of the Chargers, can kick back and attack the quarterback.
3 wideouts now as Ronald Curry comes out with Woodard and Moss on a 3rd and 17. Brooks pressured. Just going to try to get rid of it. And the Raiders will have to give it up.
Yeah, but the penalty got him in the hole.
Yep.
The most penalized team in football. And what's Art say he's going to do? We're going to eliminate those penalties. Every time in training camp there was a penalty, he made the player run a lap. Well, I think they're going to have to run some laps out the
They had 147 penalties last year. That's over 9 a game, and that's 3 straight years they led the league in penalties. You start giving up the length of a football field every time you play, you're not going to win many games.
Not many.
Shane Leckler to punt.
Ooh.
Nice kick by Leckler.
Yep.
And flag down. Well, this one's going to go in Oakland's favor as Parker fields it, and he's got a good return going. It's going to be for naught, though.
That's Polk, the outside linebacker. Carlos Polk came up inside, and I don't know if he got blocked into the kicker, if they'll call it roughing the kicker or running into him. It's up to the official to make that distinction.
Bill Levy's going to tell us in just a second. It was 4th and 17.
First down now, isn't it?
Well, if it's a 5-yarder, the Garden variety, it'll be 4th down again. If it's 15 yards, I think it'll still be 4th and a couple yards, Coach.
He's telling Art what it's about here.
Running into the kicker, number 52. Defense, penalties decline. First down, San Diego.
So the Chargers, the penalty declined. We'll take another look at it.
Very good acting, I might add.
I was going to say, that's pretty good.
It looked worse up here than it did down there.
I guess that would be called rolling under the kicker.
Sliding into the instep, something like that. So the 34-yard line, better field position to start for the Chargers this trip than their first time around.
And clearly, you know, Cam Cameron, the offensive coordinator, is sticking with the run. 4 straight runs on first down in their opening drive.
Let's see if they keep that going. Antonio Gates They're all pro tight end in motion. LaDainian Tomlinson off the right side into the secondary. Tomlinson down the sideline. One man to beat. Knocked out of bounds, but not before he got all the way down to the 4-yard line.
Great, simple, old fundamental off-tackle run, Ron.
Boy, they just gashed.
To the right side of your
Raiders.
screen.
Yep.
Kick out, lead block. Great block there by Lorenzo Neal, 41. Blocked by the wide receiver downfield. Poor tackling. Great run. There's the block, 41 right there on Thomas Howard, 53.
They actually mark him out at about the 8. First and goal for the Chargers. Tomlinson again stops as a little jitter step in the hole and picks up what he can, maybe a yard or 2. He's got 90 yards already.
Lorenzo Neal is responsible for a lot of the yards this guy makes all through the season. He is a brute. He's played on 6 football teams, and each football team, they brought him there to do one thing, block for a great running back.
And you know, 9 straight years, whoever's been behind him has been a 1,000-yard rusher or better.
14 years in the NFL, taking on linebackers. I'll tell you, that is one tough hombre.
That's why he has a short neck.
He still looked good in the suit when he did the lineups. Second and goal at the 6. Tomlinson trying to stiff arm his way out. He's going to be dropped back at the 9. Loss of about 3. Asamoah, the corner on that side, made the stop.
Real good inside-out pursuit by the defense. He couldn't get turned up. They forced him back to the sideline, and here comes the corner to make the play. He proved he can tackle. See, he didn't want to run up there. He didn't want to go outside. He had to.
And Howard did a good job as well of stretching LaDainian out and allowed Asamoah to go up and make the play. We got that one right, Coach. Asamoah.
You got it. Right, yeah. Third down back at the 9. Antonio Gates, last year, their all-pro tight end, had 8 catches in the red zone. 7 of them were touchdowns. Just keep that in mind. He's number 85, and he moves out into a slot on the right side. Phillip Rivers takes a timeout. So the Chargers use their second one of the ballgame.
See, with a kid like Rivers in there, down in these situations with Marty's thinking and running the ball, they could also run a quarterback draw.
That's right.
He's really good at those kind of things.
Well, we all know who at least Drew Brees would look for down here was Antonio Gates. Let's see if Phillip Rivers feels the same way. And it was interesting what Antonio Gates told us yesterday in our production meeting, that with Phillip Rivers at 6'5", he could see the ball coming out of his hand from the pocket. With Drew Brees, sometimes he did not see Drew Brees. Yeah. You know, he just saw the ball coming out.
He says he looks like a giraffe back there when I turn around and look for him.
Yeah, he mentioned that, and it's important down there, especially with the big bodies. These big pass protectors they're all 6'5" anyway. Now they're standing up there working back into the quarterback's face, and if you're short, that ball looks like it comes out like a foxhole.
LaDainian Tomlinson did most of the work on this drive, a 58-yard run that got him down inside the 10-yard line. Another look at this. He doesn't need much of a crease, and the one he got was a gaping hole.
Yeah. That's the 6th one in his career. You don't make many 50-yard runs in the National Football League. He's been playing a while. That's his 6th one.
Now they've got it 3rd and goal at the 9. Gates again sets up in a slot on the right side, and Rivers in the gun for the first time tonight. Rivers flares it out. It's the tight end, but it's not Gates, and he didn't quite get there. Got to the 1-yard line. Manu Maluina, the big guy, 288-pound, the other tight end.
They got him from the Rams for a 4th-round pick. He's a blocking guy. Big, strong, physical son of a gun. It takes a couple guys to get him down. Look at 3 guys.
You know, Fabian Washington, who put the shoulder in there, Dick, is down and injured, and they're taking him out. So when he hit that 288-pound tight end, he bounced off. The tight end did, and Washington didn't.
But again, you got to like the decision-making of Phillip Rivers. He's in the pocket. He didn't force the ball to the end zone. He saw Manu Maluina on the perimeter, dumped it off to him.
Will the Chargers get a touchdown on the first snap of the second quarter? We'll find out when we come back.
Yeah, still playing?
How'd you do that?
Just a little something I picked up.
You must never spill a Bud Light!
And this is hard because... Gotcha.
Okay.
Sweet vest, dude.
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
Again!
She's the pride of Paris. But she...
The ball inside the 1-yard line. As we start the second quarter, San Diego leading Oakland 3-0. An extra lineman comes in for the Chargers. They'll go for it on 4th down, just inside the 1. Tomlinson had a career-high first quarter. Let's see if he touches it to start the second. He does. Airborne touchdown.
He made it.
San Diego in the end zone. And they're going to lead 9-0 with the extra point coming up.
Good call by Marty. You know, there have been times even in my career I'd gone the other way.
Right, and I'll tell you what, you know, we call LT Superman. He looked like Superman there. He got about 6 feet in the air, got over the pile, and got it in the end zone.
1-yard touchdown. Last year, he had 18 touchdowns on the ground, a career high, so he's off to a tremendous start here in the first 15 minutes and 3 seconds.
Oh, really?
Wow. I mean, wow.
Wow. I still can't figure out why the Raiders were playing with 5 defensive backs against him, taking a linebacker out.
Extra point by Canning's up and good.
Well, that was part of their scheme all the time last year as well.
Yeah.
Another good-looking drive. Covered 66 yards in only 5 plays. Most of it done by that guy. And then the capper was, as Jaws said, Superman, airborne in for the touchdown. Chargers on the road in Oakland, leading the Raiders 10-0.
An all-new Contender. Tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Rocky Mountain Refreshing Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. The Guardian, starring Kevin Costner and Ashton Kutcher. Sneak preview this Saturday, September 16th. Verizon Wireless. And the all-new Mazda CX-7, the SUV you never saw coming.
McAfee Coliseum in Oakland. Brad Nessler, Dick Vermeil, Ron Jaworski, Bonnie Bernstein with you. Sold-out crowd as Art Shell makes his return to the sidelines. Second tour of duty as the Raider head man, and now he is down 10-0 to the Chargers and Marty Schottenheimer, who's got more wins against the Raiders than any coach in football. Kading to kick, and Carr will take it on the 8-yard line. Chris Carr looking for an avenue up the sideline, and he's got one. And he's out across the 45-yard line. Good-looking return.
Good return, lousy kick.
LaDainian Tomlinson, great first quarter. And Bonnie, he really loves playing against the Raiders.
You know, it's just yet another example of how successful Tomlinson has been in his career against the Raiders. Last year in October, he actually pulled off the hat trick. He caught a touchdown, and then he ran a touchdown, and we're used to seeing that. But you know we're not used to? Yeah, he actually throws for touchdowns, too. And in LT form, he really had no clue what was going on until somebody pointed it out. He said, yeah, I guess it'll be something nice I can tell my grandkids when I get older.
His career passing numbers, 3 out of 4, 47 yards, 3 touchdowns. I told him there's some quarterbacks not that good. And Aaron Brooks is finding things very tough. Sacked by Luis Castillo back at the 37-yard line. The first sack of the night.
Brought the pressure off the corner there.
Well, what's happening, you're seeing Aaron Brooks drop deep into the pocket using this 7-step drop. And I tell you what, they're just coming off the edge, getting good angles to break Aaron Brooks down. He had no shot because downfield coach to combine a 7-step drop, you're running routes at 15 to 20 yards.
Plus, if the running back's going to pick up the linebackers, you better get up closer to the line of scrimmage. They're already in your face.
Well, this is a coaching clinic for you tonight.
No, not really, but you know that.
Castillo and Merriman are probably going to share that sack, I think. And now it's 2nd down and 18. And the Raiders have to run the ball to get some of it back. They pick up about 4, and still the 3rd down and long situation they wanted to stay out of, and they did on their opening drive, but they haven't been able to stay out of it the last 2 times they've had the ball, and still nothing to number 18.
13 plays, not a look to number 18 yet.
Their 3rd down efficiency last year was really poor. It hurt them, you know. And, that's the problem. If you're going to run the ball, you're going to have more 3rd down situations. Normally get 12 to 13 a game. If you're running a lot and not running well, and you're not throwing well, you're going to end up with more 3rd down.
Well, we haven't seen that Art Shell commitment to the run yet.
3rd down at 14. Randy Moss is in a slot on the left side, and now Aaron Brooks takes a timeout. I don't know that I've seen 2 timeouts taken by each team in the first half this early in a long time. Brooks will trot to the sideline. A big 3rd down and long coming up for the Raiders when we come back. This time last year, Tom Walsh was running a bed and breakfast in Idaho with his wife Ann. Now he's back as offensive coordinator of the Raiders, and he's got another 3rd and long. Sometimes it's not how long you have it, it's what you do with it when you have it. They've only got 22 yards.
Brad, I agree. Here's the key. You look at the number of plays right there. The Chargers have only had 3 more plays. Time of possession pretty close, but look at the yards right here. That was huge.
This is the 3rd, I think the 4th time they've had 3rd down and more than 10. 3rd and 14. Penalty markers down. Brooks down again. Just got swarmed under. Sean Merriman again coming around the corner, and he has been a monster so far.
And he's also was offside.
That's what the flag's going to be
offside. About. Number 56 defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
You know, he'd probably take that 5 yards just because he got a chance to hit Brooks again. It's still going to be 3rd and long.
Woo. Yeah, he beat the count.
Gallery's going
the count and the tackle.
But coach, you know, we had this discussion. A lot of quarterbacks will tip. A lot of centers will tip. And we saw the center on that particular take, Jake Grove. He was kind of pointing out. He put his hand down. Then the ball was snapped. When you do your film study, you look for every tip you can. Merriman may have gotten a tip from Grove on that play. Jumped in a little bit quick there.
Let's see if Aaron Brooks looks to Randy Moss for the first time tonight. 3rd down and 9. Brooks may not have time to find anybody. And down he goes again at the 45-yard line. Castillo is there. So is Merriman.
This guy is a man. He's the best young defensive lineman I've seen come out since coming back into coaching in '97 from Northwestern. He is very intense, very agile, and he's never knocked off his feet.
And again, Randy Moss looking for the football. Shane Leckler in to punt again. 2nd straight 3 and out for the Raiders. Eric Parker waits on the other end, and he'll take it at the 16. Got by the first wave and almost got 10 yards out of the return. So with a 10-point lead, Chargers have got the ball back. Next week, ESPN's Monday Night Football showcases the defending Super Bowl champion Steelers. They'll take on Byron Leftwich and the Jacksonville Jaguars, who won their first game over the Dallas Cowboys yesterday. All the action starts at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, and can be experienced in high definition on ESPN HD. That's next Monday night. So the Chargers come back out. Fabian Washington, by the way, who was shaken up down inside the 5 on the last drive for the Chargers, is back out there at cornerback for the Raiders. Chargers haven't passed yet on 1st down. Now they will. Well, just in the ground. It was supposed to be a screen to Tomlinson, and that blew up, and Rivers just got rid of it.
Yeah, I think Turdell Sands, number 90, defensive lineman, smelled the screen, went over there. Sands did, Rivers did a real good job of just laying the ball on the ground.
Absolutely right, Coach. You'll see number 90, Turdell Sands, right there. He grabs. I know what to say. He grabs Uthi and throws him out the way.
You're not going to the screen.
You're not getting to that screen. Good job of understanding what the offense was trying to do. Set up the screen, tackle the running back.
He's big enough to eat the running back at 6'7", 345 pounds.
2nd down and 10 for the Chargers. Phillip Rivers, the handoff to Tomlinson. Only a yard and a half, maybe.
Another good play by Davis. Yeah, another good play. Big, strong guy. We drafted him in the 2nd, 7th pick a few years back, and he ended up being a practice squad for a year and that kind of stuff, and eventually didn't go. It was just a matter of time and being patient with a great big guy like this. You'll see him there, right there on the center's nose, working there. He's playing it straight away, and bang, gets him down. Did a nice job. Just takes time for those big guys to mature, and he played very little college football, 1 year.
Looks like a passing situation for Phillip Rivers. They haven't tried to throw one to Gates or McCardell yet. And it's Antonio Gates in motion as Rivers fires, and he got it complete all the way out to the 45-yard line.
Beautiful double move by Keenan McCardell. This guy is like a convenience store. He's open 24/7. You know, he's everything he does. You know, he doesn't have great speed, but that time he ran a double move route. Step, watch it, and we didn't get to see the very first part of that.
Coach, how about the throw? Don't forget the quarterback. Watch the double move.
There's the first move.
Fabian Washington, good position, but look at the timing of the route.
Beautiful.
Excellent anticipation by Phillip Rivers. I also like the design. They move Phillip Rivers out of the pocket with the roll to buy some time to let the route develop deeper down the field.
Michael Turner
getting a carry and got about a yard. Keenan McCardell, that 18-yard pickup on the last play you saw in his 15th year out of UNLV. The only other offensive player still around from that draft is Brett Favre. And now he's got 826 receptions. That's 10th all-time. And as you can see, he's got a streak going that started a long time ago. He's an awfully good football player that not a lot of people recognize.
And a great leader within the organization as well.
2nd and 9. He goes out to the left side.
They got a linebacker down on the bottom of the screen, spread out down there. See this?
Rivers looks, fires deep for Gates. Got him down to the 32-yard line. And that's the dimension that tight end brings to the game, a pickup of 22.
See, the formation used forced the defense in a tight situation over there. They had receivers spread out, fullback over to the sideline, out of the backfield, puts him in a one-on-one situation over there, and he's going to win most of those battles.
And Michael Huff is a 4-3 safety. This guy can play corner safety, and Gates just whoops him. But I love, again, the anticipation of Phillip Rivers. Can I say Drew who?
Not yet.
Not yet? All right.
Yet. 3 plays ago, I said he hadn't looked for McCardell or Gates, and the last 3 plays, both those guys have their hands on it. Now it's LaDainian Tomlinson off the left side again. And inside the 30, down to about the 28-yard line. Speaking of Drew Brees, we mentioned earlier, he's a starter with New Orleans after leaving. 20 wins and a 96-plus rating. First time ever that somebody's won 20 games and been over 90 as a quarterback rating over 2 years, and then they get rid of you. Of course, he had the shoulder injury in the season finale. He signed as a free agent with the Saints. If he wasn't in New Orleans, Aaron Brooks wouldn't be starting here. Phillip Rivers might not be starting for the Chargers either. But Drew and Phillip Rivers had a conversation a couple days ago on the phone. We'll talk about that as we go. So far, Phillip 4 out of 5.
They remain great friends, which is very important.
On 2nd down, play action. Rivers steps up, trying to buy himself some time, and now he gets down, gets what he can, and got to about the 25-yard line. You know, Jaws, you started in what, your 2nd year?
It was my third year.
And Dick, you've been around a lot of quarterbacks. This is kind of the way it should be. Learn from a guy and then come in.
And he liked the whole concept. He didn't fight the concept. He had a good attitude about it. He has a new quarterback coach in John Ramsdale, who was with me for 3 years in the Rams, with Mike Martz. He knows how to coach those quarterbacks. And this guy has poise. I could sense that Marty and the offensive staff really don't worry about him. They have confidence in him.
3rd down and 3. Rivers, little shovel pass inside. I don't think it's going to be enough. It's going to be about a yard short. Kirk Morrison knocked LaDainian Tomlinson off his feet. You saw that graphic about the quarterbacks starting a season with a quarterback and a backup that had never started in a game. The Panthers with Chris Wenke and Damian Craig and Matt Lytle were the team that started a season a few years back that didn't have any experience at that signal calling position. And now Nate Kading, who's already hit 1 field goal of 47 yards, is going to line one up from 42. Trying to stretch the San Diego lead, 3 more. And this one, he missed off to the right.
Flag down.
Penalty marker down.
Running into the kicker. Number 21 defense. 5-yard penalty results in a 1st down.
You know, this is what Art Shell is trying to fight and trying to change. Giving an opponent a penalty, a possible scoring drive. They did it 25% of the opponent's scoring drive last year.
25%? Kept the drive alive?
Gave them a penalty. 1st down that kept the drive alive for a score.
25% of the time?
25% of the time.
That's incredible.
71 opponent drives, 18 1st down penalties.
We saw this yesterday. Running into the punter or roughing the punter penalty between the Broncos and the Rams gave the Rams life, and they subsequently went on to win the ball game. Here already the Raiders are at a 10-0 hole. Asamoah is the guy that ran into Kading, and now it's 1st down, and Tomlinson and the opening on the left side, and he's inside the 15-yard line. Stuart Schweigert got him down, but he picked up 6 more yards, and he is at 100, fellas.
Here they run it toward the wingback, and they seal off the defense, lead with the fullback, cut back, pull out that tackle, and here he goes up inside.
Marcus McNeil at 6'7", 336. The young fella looks agile getting around the corner.
Well, that 288-pound tight end over there doesn't hurt.
That's right.
LT, 100 yards on 14 totes. That's not counting his pass receptions. 29th 100-yard-plus game. 2nd down, a long 4 for the Chargers, threatening again, already leading 10-0. Tomlinson looking for a little bit of opening on the inside. Tough sledding there. Lance Johnstone made the stop for the Raiders. We're under 7 minutes. San Diego controlling the football game, controlling the clock, and doing it with number 21.
It's about how we expected this game to play out. San Diego try to control the clock, control the time of possession, keep Randy Moss and his big playability on the sideline. But right now, this Raider defense, they've got to bow their backs, and they have got to make a stop. They got to slow down the momentum of the San Diego Chargers.
Remember, they forced a field goal that Kading missed. Now they'd like to force him into another one. This is a 6-minute drive.
Doing an unbalanced line over to the left side, really loaded up. It didn't help him.
And they did stop Lorenzo Neal. Kyle Brayton made the tackle.
You'll see they had more people on the left side of the formation than the right. A legal formation, but normally you're trying to load up and get more people. You'll see this from the left side. See over right here? They got a lot of people over there.
Well, they had number 70, Shane Olivier, who's normally the right tackle, move over on the left side, and the tight end came to the right side. So they have what a lot of teams call that heavy formation.
We call it elephant.
Nate Kading missed his 42-yarder. He's going to get a try of 29 here, and he has hit his last 17 field goals inside 40 yards. Made his first one, missed, and now he's got another chance. They're going to take another timeout, and that's it for the timeouts. Shane Olivier, I think, had a problem with his helmet. They'll get that straightened out, and they'll try a field goal when we return.
Shh. Something's coming.
What?
As we remember 9/11 so vividly from 5 years ago. Nate Kading, 29-yard field goal attempt, up and good. So it's 13-0 with 5:36 remaining. And the Raiders are going to have to get something going offensively for Art Shell when we come back to Oakland in a minute.
Thursday, September 21st.
The San Diego Chargers have scored on their first 3 possessions, and they lead the Oakland Raiders 13-0 with 5:36 remaining in the first half. Nate Kading, who just hit the field goal, will tee it up as he had a second opportunity. Missed one, but after the penalty, he had a chip shot from 29. They give him the 13-point lead. Chris Carr had a nice return the last time he got his hands on it. He waits for the Raiders back at the goal line.
That's a better kickoff this time.
Carr will take it at the 5. Cross the 20 and out to about the 26-yard line. Well, Aaron Brooks so far, Jaws, has had a heck of a time getting anything going for the Raiders offensively.
Well, Wade Phillips, the defensive coordinator, has a tremendous scheme based out of his 3-4 defense. 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers. They love to slant, twist, and stunt to free guys up. You see, here they bring the linebackers from the outside. The push up the middle, they wreak havoc on the quarterback. Brooks right here is having a tough time getting a comfortable cradle to throw from.
He's only 1 for 4 for 9 yards, and he's been sacked twice. There's Wade Phillips, the defensive coordinator of the Chargers. First down, Oakland from its own 26-yard line. Randy Moss still hasn't touched the football. And now he has. And he's run out of bounds after a pickup of about 5. You know, when he was with the Vikings, they used plays like that where he caught balls near the line of scrimmage. They really haven't utilized him like that last year in Oakland.
Well, that was a running play. That was just a side adjustment. I think the quarterback saw the people up there right where he was going to run the football. So we either what you call it, old smoke or whatever, just boom, threw it out there to him. He hitched it. He got more than he would have run the ball.
Right on, Coach. A running play was called. The corner gave a big cushion. Moss just turned around. Brooks stood up and threw him the football. Finally got the ball in Randy Moss's hands.
And a pickup of 5. Chargers showing blitz. They're going to go right back to the same thing. And first down for Randy Moss. And he gets out across the 40 to the 42-yard line. So they did basically the same thing, a pickup of 10. And here it is again.
Yeah, you'll see it right here. It's a running play. As you see both those backs coming to that side. So Brooks just stands up and throws him the ball. You know, the corner gives this kind of cushion. Look at that cushion. Hey, take it. Take the positive play. Now what San Diego's going to have to adjust. Bring that corner up, maybe roll the safety over the top. But all of a sudden, now you're running in 7 of box. A better opportunity to run the football with Lamont Jordan.
First down at the 41-yard line. Brooks deep drop this time. Look out. scrambles out of the pocket. Now he's got a lot of green in front of him across midfield. And he's got a first down. Nice run by Aaron Brooks.
You know, it's obvious that Wade Phillips has decided to pressure him on these rundowns and get him in long yards. Again, see, they're bringing linebackers to the left side of your screen. They didn't pick him up properly. He's out there flushed and running, and he's going to make some yards. This is one of the best things this guy does. He can run the football, and he's hard to sack. He really is.
He did a nice job of feeling that pressure. No one open downfield. So far, he's been judicious with the football, not making a big mistake and taking the run opportunity when it's there.
Judicious. When I first coached you couldn't pronounce that.
He still can't spell it.
Oh, man, you guys are rough.
14 for Brooks on that scramble. Now he's firing to the outside, completes it out, and it's Randy Moss again. So Moss has 3 catches on this drive, a pickup of 12 and another first down.
Good protection allowed him to throw this ball. One-on-one situation.
Yep, singled up here on Quentin Jammer. Moss pushing hard, really good stem, threatens Quentin Jammer deep, does a nice job of coming back. Good offset throw by Brooks.
With that kind of defensive corner technique where you turn to the inside and run, you're going to guarantee you don't get beat, but it's hard to cover the out patterns.
You turn your shoulders parallel that sideline, there's no way you can come out of that break.
This is a really important drive for Art Shell and the Raiders offense. They trail 13-0. They look sharp so far as they marched it down to the 33. Here comes a blitz. Brooks stands in. Now he goes down in a heap.
He's got to see that. He's got to see those guys coming. He knows he does not have that time.
Sean Phillips and Donnie Edwards are there to combine on the sack, the third of the night.
Good job. Here they come to the left side of the screen, and right up in the middle, they got him one-on-one situation. Cross-charge it. Bang. Donnie Edwards. Good job.
And the problem is you got Randy Moss running a deep corner out. That's going to take 3.1 seconds. And right now, Brooks is just not getting that kind of time.
Moss is going to take a walk to the sideline.
I wonder if they have a 3-step drop passing philosophy.
We haven't seen it yet.
Scheme. Yeah. Slants and crossing patterns, just, you know, get the ball out of the backfield quickly.
Brooks back to throw on 2nd and 17. Across the middle, completes it. Oh, in and out of the hands, or did he fumble it? It's going to be incomplete. It was Courtney Anderson, the tight end, who couldn't hold it. Let's get a 30-30 update. Here's Carl Ravitch. Carl.
Hi, Brad. Baseball fans in San Diego know the Padres lead the wild card race. They're concerned about the Marlins. Anibal Sanchez follows up his no-hitter with 7 innings of 4-hit ball. They get a win, score 1 fewer run than the Dolphins did points on Thursday. Cody Ross had 3 home runs. Back on the field, Deion Branch, the holdout for New England, now a Seahawk. Patriots get Seattle's #1 pick in the 07 draft. SportsCenter follows your game, mobile ESPN alerts all the time.
All right, Carl, thanks. 3rd down and long. Brooks in trouble again.
Merriman, 1-on-1, just ate him a lump. 8 calories lunch coming around the outside.
Oh, boy, and he's got the bull going.
The problem is, Coach, you're getting it in 3rd and 15, 3rd and 17. You're very limited in what you can do. You have to go to the deep drop. Check it out right there. Gallery just can't handle the speed and quickness of Merriman off the edge. Woof! Watch it right here. Game speed. You try to block this guy. What, are you kidding me? Still working hard. He makes the play. That boxing. That was that boxing right there. You know, that quick jab, and boom, he's in the backfield.
Muay Thai.
Who?
That's his martial arts thing that's got the boxing going on.
Muay Thai.
2-minute warning. They need Muay offense. The Raiders do. It's 13-0 Chargers.
This man bought his wool suit at Men's Warehouse for $200. This man paid twice as much at another menswear store. So while they both look smart, one of them actually is. You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Why don't we have a wireless network like the Kumar Swamis?
Hello, neighbor.
Show-offs. Because ours is more exciting. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Which messages will I get? It's like a fun little surprise.
Now, last time wasn't.
Grandma's forgiven us now. Haven't you, Graham?
She will.
Doesn't your family deserve America's most reliable wireless network? Now, buy the latest VCast Samsung phone with a navigation system. Get the second one free. Verizon Wireless. It's the network.
So now this DirecTV Superfan thing is going to show all these NFL games in beautiful high definition. Well, let's all run out and get bikini waxes so that we look nice for our close-ups.
Up to 9 games in HD every Sunday with Superfan. Only on DirecTV.
The all-new Mazda CX-7 has got the press making a lot of noise. And it all started with a whisper. The turbocharged, direct-injected 2007 Mazda CX-7 Sport starts at $24,345. Or get a special introductory $299 a month lease for 24 months with $29.86 due at lease signing. The SUV you never saw coming has arrived.
LaDainian Tomlinson has been the offense. Sean Merriman's been the defense. And the Chargers lead the Raiders 13-0. And Art Shell's return to the Oakland sideline as a head coach hasn't been pretty for the fans who came out here in full force and have been here a couple of days. A lot of them haven't seen what they were looking for. Shane Leckler will have to punt again.
This guy's one of the best punters in football, if not the best.
The guy in the stands or Leckler?
Leckler. He's a pooch punter here. Now he's going to try to drop that inside.
Parker will field it at the 12 and get buried.
Good coverage.
1:51 remaining here. Don't forget, next week, ESPN's Monday Night Football will show you the defending Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers. They'll take on Byron Leftwich and the Jacksonville Jaguars. All the action starts 8:30 Eastern Time, 5:30 Pacific, and can be experienced in high definition on ESPN HD. Well, the Chargers with a big lead. They're in a hole here. Not good field position at their own 12-yard line, but they lead 13-0.
And Randy Moss cheering his team on. He was voted by his teammates to be the offensive captain.
LaDainian Tomlinson, one of the first times tonight he's been stopped for no gain or very little, and he has a few words with the defense. Let's check in with Bonnie.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brad, if there's somebody in the Randy Moss has really matured camp, it is Art Shell. You guys talked about he was voted the team captain, and while Shell has heard all of the give me the ball rumors, he hasn't heard any of that. He says Moss has been the model citizen. He's worked his butt off. If he's missed a route in practice, he'll be the first one to say, hey, this one's on me. It won't happen again. And if one of the other guys slacks off, he'll get on their butt. So, you know, this is only week one. Let's keep that in mind. But so far, so good as far as the relationship between Art Shell and Randy Moss.
On second and long, Michael Turner getting some work, and he gets it out to the 20-yard line. Turner doesn't get a lot of work when you're playing behind LaDainian Tomlinson, but last year he had over 300 yards, averaged almost 6 yards a carry, and scored 3 touchdowns. LT getting a little bit of a breather and a well-deserved one.
And Marty Schottenheimer told me this guy is really a fine football player. He says eventually he doesn't think he'll be able to keep him because he'll go off and be somebody else's starter. But, you know, in his career, he's carried the ball 77 times for a 5.7 average, 3 touchdowns. He's a fine football player.
Raiders have taken their last time out with 56 seconds remaining, hoping to force a punt here and a third down upcoming and trying to get the football back.
And there's a fine football coach. You got to play for him. I got to follow him in Kansas City. That's a tough act to follow.
I played for Marty in 1989, and I got to tell you something. He gets all lathered up
for the Raiders.
And he has been very successful at beating the Raiders. But, boy, I'll tell you, it's Raider week. You know, Marty would come in the locker room on Saturday before the game, and, you know, you don't need a game plan. You don't need that. This is going to be a tough physical battle. It's not going to be X's and O's. Hit him in the mouth. That's right, because that's how the Raiders are going to play you.
See if the Raiders can stop the Chargers on third down and 2. It's Turner, and they don't stop him. He's still going forward. Out across the 25 and a first down, and so the Chargers can do no worse than a 13-0 lead at halftime, unless they put the ball on the ground. Coming up at the half, Stuart Scott and Mike Ditka will have the Lexus halftime show for you. They'll have the latest, including the Vikings win over the Redskins, news around the NFL. Carl told you about the trade today. Seattle getting Deion Branch. Tonight's Major League Baseball action and a lot more. Stu and the coach coming up on the Lexus halftime show. So we're down probably to the final play of the first half as the Chargers are going to take a knee. Phillip Rivers in his first start hasn't been asked to do a lot. The reason being, number 21's in his backfield and has had a huge first half. And you hear the chorus of boos. LaDainian Tomlinson, who averages 100 and almost 22 a game, and he's got over 100 in the first half. Halftime, 13-0 is our score at McAfee Coliseum in Oakland. So let's go over and join the guys. Stu and Mike standing by with the Lexus halftime show. Fellas.
Welcome to the Toyota, to the Lexus halftime show. Fans in Oakland, despite being down 13-0, they are still as rabid and as geeked up as ever. They still got a whole nother half of football to play. We've had a whole nother game to play already. First game of the doubleheader, the Redskins and the Vikings from our nation's capital. Chris Berman there the entire game with his gang of merry men. Boom.
All right, Stu, thank you very much. To say the least, a poignant day and evening in the nation's capital. 184 beams of light on the Pentagon, remembering 5 years ago, 9/11/01. Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Berman. Good to see you once again, along with Steve Young, Michael Irvin, Tom Jackson. Theme this weekend, the road teams coming in at the big stadiums, home opener, and the road teams having their way. Could Minnesota do the same in Washington against the Redskins? Well, certainly the fireworks, a fever pitch, almost 91,000 at FedEx Field. We're hoping to see the Redskins positively, absolutely deliver on this night. But on the very first series, it was Brad Johnson throwing deep a lot, and early airing out to Troy Williamson.
Brad Johnson, 16 of 23, 230 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. I think we'll see the same thing next week from Brad. Very
Chester
consistent.
Taylor running up the middle for a touchdown. Tom, they did abort the extra point.
Get used to him running over the left side of that line, boom.
Antoine Randall. And then on this punt return, we're not done yet, Mike. Hold on. We got one more. Most electrifying play of the night.
Yes, he is, Boom, and this is why they brought him in from the Pittsburgh Steelers, to give them a boost on special teams.
The counter screen to Liddell Dickey Betts, who guitars it down for big yardage on the screen for Mark Brunell, and then Clinton Portis didn't start, but he finished this drive, and the Redskins had themselves a 10-6 lead. The Redskins wanting more. Brunell to Santana Moss. They finally opened up the playbook. We didn't see it all August.
Well, Mark Brunell sets his feet, actually follows through and goes forward with the throws. He throws the ball pretty well. He just backs up too much.
13-9 at the half, but the first drive of the third quarter, Brad Johnson, cuckoo, Marcus Robinson, a touchdown, 16-13 Vikes. And then we're tied at 16 fourth quarter. Under 3 minutes to go, Johnson to Williamson. Penalty Skins. And the Vikings look poised in the whole second half.
That's all about Brad Johnson under pressure.
Ryan Longwell, 31-yard field goal, just over a minute to go. Bang! And the Vikings lead it 19-16. But the Redskins have time against Brad Childress' Vikes. What would they do with it? They got a pretty good kick return. And then Mark Brunell to Santana Moss. And you had that feel, the field goal in overtime coming up. But no chip shot. A 48-yarder for John Hall, and no shot.
Boomer, you got to hit the net. You might dismiss the field goal, but you have to hit the net. At this level, you have to hit the net.
And so the Minnesota Vikings come into Washington and beat Joe Gibbs and the Redskins 19-16. And Brad Childress, coaching his first game ever in the National Football League, comes on the road and beats a Hall of Fame coach, Joe Gibbs. So another road team, another first-time coach. We still know nothing. 1916 Vikings. Stu?
And that's the story in Washington, D.C. Here in Oaktown, Stuart Scott alongside Mike Ditka. Coach, the Chargers came in looking for their 6th straight win over the Raiders. What do you see that they're doing that has just kept Oakland on its heels?
Well, sometimes when you're trying to go forward, you take a couple steps backward. Right now, looking at the Raiders, they are not a good football team. They're not playing with any inspiration, and they don't know, like they don't act like they know what the heck they're doing out there. Come on, pick it up and do something. This is not a good football team.
They're supposed to be the intimidating kind of team, but LaDainian Tomlinson has 101 yards, and we're at the break.
Basically one big play. But that shouldn't demoralize the whole football team. Get out there and get after people. This is a great run, there's no question about it. The Raiders should be playing better than they're playing.
That was LT over the top for the touchdown. This halftime show is presented by Lexus and the new 303 horsepower GSH 350.
We've come.
I'm ready for some football. Are you?
Governor Schwarzenegger ready for some football. So's a packed house here at Maccabee Coliseum in Oakland. But the San Diego Chargers, the visitors, on top, 13-0. As a matter of fact, Governor Schwarzenegger is going to be joining us here in the third quarter. Welcome back, everybody. Brad Nessler, Dick Vermeil, Ron Jaworski. Fellas, impressions of the first half right now. San Diego's defense playing very well.
Well, I think San Diego's big people, offensive linemen and defensive linemen, are dominating the ball game. Positive for them. Raiders are having a tough time.
Aaron Brooks is really having a tough time.
And that's the key. Tom Walsh, the offensive coordinator for the Raiders, has been away from football for 7 years. We're going to find out in the second half if he has the ability to adjust, because his tackles are having a tough time. He's going to have to keep a tight end to help those tackles out, or a back end on their side to chip.
They finally, in that last drive, went to Randy Moss. He had 3 catches before coming out and talked on the sideline with Art Shell. The story offensively tonight, though, has not been Moss. It's been the guy that we expected it to be, LaDainian Tomlinson, who has been sensational. Had over 100 yards rushing in the first half. So we open up the second half. And dropping the ball at the goal line is Michael Turner, but he regains possession, and he gets out and goes down to the 20-yard line. Let's check in with Bonnie Bernstein. Bon?
This isn't exactly the way Art Shell envisioned his return to the Raiders, but he said it doesn't matter whether it's the first game, the second game, the 15th game. There's absolutely nothing that my team's doing well. No specifics, just wants to see better overall play. On the Chargers side, Marty Schottenheimer not particularly pleased with his offense. LT's got his numbers, but he says we're settling for field goals instead of finishing off our drives. Phillip Rivers, they want to gradually move him into things. What times he's thrown, Schottenheimer's been pleased with him.
Empty backfield right now, and now Tomlinson and Lorenzo Neal both will rejoin Phillip Rivers behind the first start quarterback. And it's Tomlinson. And this is what they need. The Raiders need a stop to open up the third quarter. Let's check the first half numbers. Statistically, you see the rushing yards, and almost all of that, LaDainian Tomlinson. Not a lot of passing by either team.
Well, total yards right there by the Oakland Raiders. Not very good. 45 yards only the entire first half.
LaDainian made more than that on one run.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He had a 58-yard run. Keep in mind, though, the Raiders are only 2 plays away from having the lead. It is not that far out of reach. 13-0. Second down and 10. Neal in motion back toward the ball. Tomlinson again, and now he's tripped up in the backfield. Michael Huff, the rookie out of Texas, makes the stop.
That's 2 plays in a row he's made. 2 plays in a row, and they're excited about this young first-round pick. Safeties have not been a strong part of Raider defense for a few years. Here he comes on a safety blitz to the outside of the right side of your screen, nails him for a loss. 3rd and long. Let's see how San Diego handles 3rd and long.
You want to stop LaDainian Tomlinson. You must get penetration into the backfield. His worst game a year ago was against the Philadelphia Eagles. They hit him before he got going.
Michael Huff, who made that tackle, wearing number 24. It used to be Charles Woodson. Willie Brown before that. 3rd and long. Rivers, quick throw. And no flag as the ball was intended for Eric Parker. Fabian Washington had a little bump on him over there, but it's 3 and out, and the Raiders couldn't ask for anything better. First 3 and out for the Chargers tonight, as a matter of fact.
They don't have many of them.
Nope.
They were one of the most efficient offenses in football last year. They didn't have as many drives as a lot of teams, but they were more efficient with those drives.
So Cyphers will punt. Chris Carr waiting on the other end. Cyphers was a Pro Bowl alternate a year ago. He only had 26 punts returned all year. That's pretty darn good. This one will be. And Carr got out to the 40-yard line. So good starting field position. 46-yard kick, 5-yard return. Randy Moss set to put the hat on and see what he can do for the Raiders offense as they trail 13-0, but they've got the ball when we come back.
With unmatched technology.
ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by the all-new Mazda CX-7, the SUV you never saw coming. Test Drive Unlimited, available for the Xbox 360. Pioneer Pure Vision Plasmas. We push the boundaries of high definition. And the Men's Warehouse. Need a suit?
Back at Maccabee Coliseum in Oakland, the Raiders trail the Chargers, but they got excellent starting field position after getting a defensive stop on the opening march of the third quarter. So Aaron Brooks will set him up at the 40-yard line. And back to throw he goes, and out completes And it's Randy Moss, a nice move, and Moss has got 15 and more. Tiptoes out of bounds, and he's got a first down in Charger territory, a pickup of 20.
Aaron Brooks does an excellent job of finding the single coverage on Randy Moss and takes advantage of it. Quentin Jammer giving a big cushion. Outstanding anticipation by Brooks. Gets the ball with space for Moss to get upfield.
The officials with a flag down have a conference. It's back there in the defensive secondary. And here's Bill Levy, our head referee, with a call.
Taunting, number 18 of the Raiders. Threw the ball at the opponent in the out-of-bounds area. 15-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 10.
Boy,
go ahead and say it, Art.
Just when something goes right for Randy Moss, he turns around and backfires on him. Get a look at the end of the play. And he threw it to Nate Kading. I don't know what that had to do with anything.
I don't see that.
That might be a little weak.
He's taking the rule a little too seriously.
I think so. So now, instead of way down into Charger territory, it's 1st and 10. And it's back at the 45-yard line. 4 catches, a lot of them short throws, and Moss has done the rest with the run after the catch. Brooks, here comes the heat again, and down he goes again. That's the 5th sack, and this one's Jamal Williams, the big nose tackle. Well, we welcome the governor of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger, to the booth. We just saw the governor grab the football helmet. You were ready for some football. We're having some pretty good football out here tonight.
This is unbelievable. I think that since Art Shell came back and is the coach, I think this is a miracle performance here today.
Arnold, talk about the NFL trying to get a team back in the state of California, and that was something that Paul Tagliabue wanted to do before he left. Roger Goodell, I'm sure, is going to carry that on. What do you think the latest is there?
Well, I think that we have a good chance. I don't want to just have one extra team. I want to have 2 teams. I think Anaheim can take one and Los Angeles can take one. I think that we're ready for it. There's a huge audience out there that wants to, watch football, live football. I think it's exciting. It's one of the greatest sports, and I think that we deserve it.
It wouldn't do any good to move one of these 2 teams, though, would it, into
no,
a new market?
I think they're in a perfect location. I think we need some new teams, and I think that hopefully that very soon we're going to get the word from them, from the NFL, that we're going to have a new team.
All right, well, got a 3rd down coming up. We're going to come back to you in just a second. Important 3rd down, but it's a long one.
What else is new? It's been 3rd and long for the Raiders all evening.
Well, this one's 3rd and 16. How many times is this, Dick? 5 times at least, 3rd and 10 or more?
That's good.
And it's Brooks. Waits and fires and completes it. And it's not going to be enough for the 1st down, though, as he got it to about the 49-yard line, a pickup of 11. A lot of the other things around the NFL, Governor, have been talked about, especially with the Balco situation going on around here. The National Football League has talked more about steroid testing or human growth hormone, and I know back in your day you've admitted that you did that. Your stand on that right now?
Well, I think it's good to do doping tests, and the trick always is to find a way of really doing true testing, because the drug companies have an attack for a defense for every attack. So as soon as you have a test, then they have a way around that test. So if you can figure that out, I think it's a good idea. In the meantime, I think it's great to watch football. These are the greatest athletes.
Leckler with a punt and a fair catch by Parker will be taken at the 10-yard line. A 40-yard punt and no return again, and that's been the story for Leckler for a lot of years. Warren Sapp, been a long night for him, 13-0 with 11:25 remaining in the 3rd quarter. And the Raiders kind of shaking their heads right now, trying to get something going. Well, I know as we look back, it's the 5th anniversary, as everybody knows, of the tragedy of 9/11, and all of us remember where we were. And Governor, I know you got a special guest up here right after this snap. We're going to come back up here in the booth and talk a little bit with Captain Tim Buckley. 1st down, meanwhile, for the Chargers at the 10-yard line. Not good starting field position. And it's going to be a gain of about 1 for LaDainian Tomlinson. I'll let you do the honors, Governor, as we come back in the booth, and you got a special guest up here with us.
Well, as you know, Tim Buckley is one of those courageous firefighters that went when we had the 9/11 tragic terrorist attack. He went from California back there to help those firefighters, and he's a very heroic man. He was back there for a long time helping and really risking his own life to save other lives. So he's one of our great heroes.
Tim, we know that it has obviously changed this country and changed all of us. I guess I just want to ask you how it's changed you over the last 5 years.
Well, it changes a lot of the way we think, and you really think more when you're going to types of calls. and what to expect. You don't know what to expect anymore after something like that.
Ed, 5 years ago, what were you thinking this morning when you got out of bed?
5 years ago this morning, I was woken up by one of the other crew members coming in saying one of the planes hit the tower. And then next thing you know, a few hours later, we're packing up to go.
Well, we obviously...
These firefighters are just unbelievable because, you know, it's the most selfless profession. You know, to risk their own lives, to save other lives. I mean, I make a lot of action heroes in my life, but those are the true action heroes.
Isn't that the truth? 3rd down and 6. Pass is incomplete. And that's going to bring up a punting situation for the Chargers. Captain Buckley, we want to thank you.
Thank you.
And all the guys that do the work that you do. Governor,
thank you very much for having us here.
Nice to have you up here.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
You guys enjoy the rest of the football game.
Absolutely, we will. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, the governor of the state of California, and Captain Tim Buckley, one of the firefighters who helped. And, of course, everybody remembers where they were and what was going on 5 years ago. And the moment of silence we had before the game tonight, the national anthem, you just had this feeling in your stomach. Everybody was holding American flags, and then we had the flag over by the fighter planes, and it was quite a scene here, as I know it was back in Washington for the Redskins and the Vikings game. We got a timeout with 9:53 remaining in the 3rd quarter. It's 13-0, Chargers in front. Jaworski, Bonnie Bernstein with you in Oakland, where the Raiders have good starting field position. Their offense has only run 7 plays in San Diego territory tonight. They work from their own 44-yard line, trailing by 13. And it's Jordan, Lamont Jordan. They have had trouble establishing the run. Quite frankly, they have trouble establishing anything, whereas the Chargers really haven't had that problem because LaDainian Tomlinson had his best first quarter in his brilliant career, 115 total yards and a touchdown. And this has been the big problem for Aaron Brooks. Just a swarming San Diego defense. 5 sacks already, led by Merriman and Castillo and Williams in that game. Let's see if they can hold them out on 2nd down at 6. Here they come. And looking for a place to hide, and they got him again. And it's Merriman. Boy, is he something else.
He is.
But Brad, this offense is not on schedule. You finally had a good 1st down run of 4 yards. You get in that 2nd down situation, 2nd and 6. Why do you have to drop back? You've got to get in that 3rd down situation where you have your entire playbook available. Guys like Merriman has unbelievable quickness, unbelievable agility, jumping over people, tracking Brooks down. You've got to make these guys defend the run as well as the pass. They are not forcing them to play 2-dimensional defense.
Wade Phillips, defensive coordinator of the Chargers. His team has really done a number. This is the shortest 3rd down they've had, I think, all night. Brooks back to throw again. Steps and waits and fires, and it's incomplete. The closest guy was Ronald Curry. And they'll have to punt it right back.
You know, and the defense, the Raider defense has done a real good job the 2nd half. They've come out, shut them down.
Yeah, they have.
3 snaps and out twice, gained some momentum. Now the offense just got to contribute. They get back in the football game.
And we spoke with Coach Shell. He talked about winning the real estate, coming off the ball and winning the space that guy occupies. We haven't seen that physical approach, that attitude style of running. And obviously, you know, I believe they're calling too many of the deep drops in the passing game, and that's allowing that great pass rush of the Chargers to tee off on them.
Only 1 out of 7 on 3rd down conversions for the Raiders tonight. Leckler and Parker's going to get out of the way. This is going to be a great kick. That's a nice coverage.
Wow, great punt.
Way down at about the 5-yard line. 44-yard kick. It'll be the Chargers in a hole, but they've got the lead and the football when we come back with 8:23 to go in the 3rd.
Dwayne catches fire. You got 3 choices.
It sure looked good on paper. But who's going to help you make sure it looks good on stage?
The NFL and television go back nearly 70 years. This season, NFL Network invites you to a new football tradition, Thursday and Saturday Night Football.
With a telecast you'd expect from NFL Network, made by football people, for football people. Great matchups on the run to the playoffs. Join us for a new football tradition.
It all begins Thanksgiving night, only on NFL Network.
Saturday Night Football on ABC. Nebraska versus USC this Saturday at 8.
That group is going to try to make it hard on Phillip Rivers, the Chargers offense, who have huddled in their own end zone. They're going to start at about the 7-yard line is where they finally marked it. Worst starting field position of the night for San Diego. Rivers has handled himself well. They haven't asked him to do that much. Because of this guy, Tomlinson. And again, they do a good job of bringing him down.
You know, Rob Ryan's defense has done a really good job in the second half.
Well, Phillip Rivers, we talked a lot about it, making his first career start after sitting behind Drew Brees for 2 years, and 2 other guys in that class have done pretty well, fellas.
Yeah, you bet. One did pretty well the other day, though he got beat on Monday night.
Of course,
Manning there.
Ben Roethlisberger, the youngest quarterback to win a Super Bowl, over 5,000 yards. Eli lost to Peyton, but he went over the 5,000-yard mark in that game last night. Second down and a long 7. And it's Tomlinson, and he got out to the 12 or 13-yard line. Derek Burgess made the stop, the captain of the defense.
You know, Warren Sapp did a real good job there, Ron. He didn't make the tackle, but he broke up the play.
And also you mentioned Rob Ryan, the defensive coordinator for the Raiders, has changed his game plan a bit. They're not playing that nickel defense, or they were bringing Burgess in that that secondary for him. So now they're playing with their base 4-3, 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers.
Let's see if they can stop him again. They have a couple of times already this quarter. Third down. Only 1 pass thrown to Antonio Gates, and that's a little strange. I'm sure the Raiders know where he is. Third down and 4. Tomlinson, safe call, but going nowhere. And the Chargers will have to punt again. Turdell Sands again, along with Warren Sapp. And third 3 and out.
Yeah, Marty obviously being very conservative with that call there. Confident his defense can keep playing like they've been playing. Didn't want to take any chances down there deep in his own territory.
And Warren Sapp did an outstanding job of taking on the double team and the trap block and held the point of attack and allowed the linebackers to make the play. Sapp playing well.
Cyphers to punt. Chris Carr should get a pretty good play on this as you look behind Mike Cyphers. High kick, a mile in the air. Carr waiting and waiting and waiting, and no fair catch. He's going to pay the price. Back at the 35-yard line. 49-yard kick with great hang time. Antonio Cromartie, #1 draft choice, makes the tackle. See if the Raiders can get the offense in gear when we come back. The Raider Nation still waiting for the Raiders offense with 6:12 remaining in the third quarter. Brad Nessler, Dick Vermeil, Ron Jaworski, Bonnie Bernstein with you from McAfee Coliseum in Oakland, where the Raiders trying to avoid a 6th straight loss to San Diego. Brooks, little draw play, Jordan. And Lamont got out, picked up about 4 yards on the play. Steve Foley, the starting linebacker, out for the rest of the season. He'll miss the entire year without pay, at least for now, as a result of several gunshot wounds to his leg, his hand, and his thigh. He suffered after a car chase between himself and an off-duty police officer last week. A very strange story. According to police reports, the off-duty officer started pursuing Foley in the wee hours of September 3rd on suspicion of drunk driving. We'll talk more about that. A lot of his teammates have been honoring him in different ways tonight that only Steve would know about. He's still recuperating in the hospital as Aaron Brooks goes back to throw, and the pass is broken up and almost intercepted by Sean Phillips, Steve Foley's replacement. Let's check in with Bonnie.
Foley just happened to turn 31 today, Brad. Probably not the way he imagined spending his birthday. If there is any good news, he got out of ICU a couple of days, and he is listed in fair condition, but to be honest, when I talk to a lot of the players, he's still heavily sedated a lot of the time and isn't in great shape. Everybody seems to be keeping a pretty tight lid on this thing. San Diego County Sheriff's Department said that Foley's blood alcohol test will be back this week. They will continue to gather as the evidence, and then in the next few weeks, the DA will decide whether this is going to trial or not.
Bonnie, thanks. Brooks comes up firing, incomplete. Another drop pass. Courtney Anderson, the tight end.
He's dropped all 3 of them.
Coach, you started out the game, but what has hurt the Raiders? Penalties and drop balls. That pattern is staying with this game. Aaron made a nice throw there. He stroked it in there, and you got to come up with a catch. You know, 3rd and 6, you're going to squeeze the ball in the tight areas. Brooks made a great throw, but Anderson did not come up with the catch for the 3rd time.
I want to go back to Steve Foley, guys, just to finish it off. Steve, we know if you're watching the game, we wish you a very quick recovery. You're a very popular player among your teammates, and they all told us that, so good luck recovering. Leckler to kick. Eric Parker back deep. Oh, man, wow. Nice punt. Parker, don't catch that one, son. He's going to take it anyway.
Unbelievable.
He caught that inside the 5.
These 2 punters have been outstanding.
They really have. 58-yard kick. San Diego still in front, but the score has not changed.
Can anyone tell me what happened to Napoleon when he tried to invade Russia? Brian?
Hey, Ryan.
Somebody's going to get their first loss here tonight. It's not going to be us, is it? No, sir! Take a knee.
We can take him.
It's all you, Ryan.
Got 22 wide cross. Be open, Ryan. Gotcha.
Fourth down, last chance for the Hawks.
Blue 80. Eye the ball, Ryan. Green in, try to go. Come on, Ryan.
Jerry Springer. He may be the king of talk.
Everything hurts. My hair.
On Monday Night Football, the Raiders were so good from 70 to 90. And since then, it's been a struggle. 7-15 from 91 to 05. And, of course, they had some great coaches from 70 to 90 in Super Bowl appearances, and they were the team of the decades. Tonight, they're shut out so far with 5 and change remaining in the 3rd quarter. And by the way, they haven't been shut out. They've only been shut out once in the history of this franchise at home, and that was October 4th of 1981. And there's still a long way to go, but we've got 5 minutes left here, and it's 13-0.
That's Fred Biletnikoff there talking to Coach Shell. He coaches the wide receivers.
Tell you what, if you took the coaching staff of the Raiders and take all the guys that are in the Hall of Fame and got them in their prime, they'd probably be playing a lot better than the group that's on the field right now.
Their defense can't play much better than they're playing right now. They're doing a good job.
Well, the Chargers are playing into their hands. On first down, it's been 14 run calls and only 1 pass. They've got to throw more on first down.
On second down, up the middle, and finally getting a little bit room to run is LaDainian Tomlinson, and he has not had much since the 2nd quarter. Remember, he had 100 yards in the first half.
Well, they plugged up the point of attack, and with his ability, he's even more of a threat when he cuts back.
Still going to be a 3rd down.
Start to the left. Look at him. It's all plugged up. Bang. Here he comes back. Backside blocking. Every bit as important as onside blocking for offensive linemen.
He's only averaging 2 yards a carry in the second half. 17 yards on 8 carries. Now he's got a 3rd down and short right here. 3rd and 1. And he'll get it again. And he's got the 1st down. Needed to get out to the 22-yard line, got to almost the 23. Kirk Morrison, the middle linebacker, made the stop.
All right, like I said, right now, Brad, it's to this point, a 1st down here. They've ran the ball 14 times, only 1 pass. That's going to allow the Raiders to jam the box.
Phillip Rivers has not had to throw much. And there's what they've done on 1st down play selection tonight. And the 1 pass was the swing pass to LaDainian Tomlinson, and he made a sensational catch on that one.
They're in that unbalanced line now to the left, Ron. See him loaded up there?
Michael Turner this time.
Ooh, great block. Great block.
You know, Turner's a good-looking back. He's a load. He's 237, 238 pounds.
Lorenzo Neal, the fullback, kicks out 41, the left side of the
There you see it right there, coach, as you're talking about Shane Olivier, the right 41. Tackle over at that tight end.
Look at that block.
That's that heavy front again. That's that heavy old line.
You like that stuff.
Elephant. Shane Olivier, nice job. Versatile player. Signed to a new contract as well.
Second down and 4 now. The football at the 24-yard line. Final 2:45 of the third quarter. Chargers with a lead in the ball. And this time the Raiders do a good job of stopping the run. Eric Burgess, who led the team and the NFL in sacks last year. He became the first Raider ever to lead the NFL in sacks. He came over, really hadn't had that much work in Philadelphia as far as sacking the quarterback, and he was quite a find.
Yes, he was. You know, he thinks, and he was very sincere in talking to us, Ron, that we're going to be a better defense, he said this year. We have limited our packages, and we better understand them, and I think we can play a lot better. He's proving that statement true here in the second half.
And he also plays the run. He led the league in sacks, but he's also a very good run defender. That's sometimes overlooked.
Oops. Everybody moving, including the left side of the Charger line, it appeared, but we'll wait and see.
I always love this thing. Everyone points the other way.
Yeah, they're all pleading their case. There's only one guy that matters, and that's the guy with a white hat down there. And Bill Levy will come out of that big pile.
Ball start. Number 70 offense. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Shane Olivier.
You said something nice about him. He goes outside.
Oh, yeah, he jumped.
See, he's over at tight end on the left side right now. The Gates is over at the right tackle position, up on the line of scrimmage. The wide receivers off the line of scrimmage. They're in their elephant form.
You would think this was going to definitely change the play. Could have been a rundown. Now it's 3rd and 8.
Well, this is the situation Cam Cameron, the offensive coordinator, has tried to keep Phillip Rivers out of. The known passing situation where the defense can now mix it up, and also the defensive line put their hand in the ground, kick back, lower that butt, and come after the QB.
I'm not sure I'd ever take Antonio Gates out of the lineup, but they did. And there's 3 wideouts, and they're going to keep it on the ground anyway. And it's Turner, and he's stopped again. So the Oakland defense is doing its job. It's been out there a lot. They've done yeoman's work in the third quarter. They're going to force another punt here. Now it's up to the offense to get the job done.
Again, that young Thomas Howard, a rookie there, one of the 2 rookies starting in that defense, making a real nice play.
The fastest linebacker at the combine. That guy ran under 4.4. He's 6'3", 240 pounds. It's crazy.
Kind of had my speed.
Yeah.
Hey, come on.
Yours was in the 20. His was in the 20, not the 40. Here's a kick.
Look at the punch.
Carr from the 21. Trying to reverse his field, and he's going to lose the ball.
No, he's down.
No, he's not.
Chargers say they have it. Still no indication from the officials. Now they say he's down.
Good call, Coach.
Yeah.
Your eyes are better than mine.
Good guess. No, I thought he was down. I thought he was down. But those punts are up in the air forever. I don't know what the hang time, but they've got to be 5-1 and 5-2 hang time.
You would think we're in Denver right now.
Down. Yeah. Imagine what these guys will do in Denver.
Oh.
They're punting out of the end zone. That'd be up them to bleachers.
And you see he was down before the ball came out. Chris Carr, though, did fumble 5 times on kick returns. That's the second most of anybody in the league last year. So he has some trouble in that area.
I wonder if they're taking Courtney Anderson out of the ball game. The tight ends dropped 3 passes. No, he's still in there. Don't throw to him.
Chargers sneaking up, showing blitz. Brooks. Down he goes again.
Rid of it.
Sean Merriman is going to be the player of the year again, I think, on defense if he keeps playing like this. 6th sack of the night by the Chargers.
Brooks has got to get rid of the football. 5-step drop. You'll see Anderson get his release here, but once again, get rid of the football. The body is around. That back foot hits. Coach, I can hear it in my dreams at night when you tell that back foot hits. You got to process information. Get the ball out of your hand.
And Lamont Jordan has got to take up the slack. When that linebacker comes, especially this guy, you've got to go up and attack him on the line of scrimmage. Merriman with a full steam like that, head of steam, he knocks him right into the quarterback.
Sean Merriman has 3 sacks.
That's a hold. Maybe 4.
This one's going to be Castillo, and he's got 2, but the penalty marker is down.
Yeah, I think the rookie McQuiston's going to be called for holding.
Holding, number 79 offense. Penalties decline. 3rd down.
Irv Eatman coaches the offensive line along with Jack Slater for the Raiders right now. I bet they're pulling their hair, out.
So that's a sack, guys, with a decline penalty. That's 7 tonight.
You see it right there, and it's just obvious. I mean, Castillo comes inside, and McQuiston just had to pull him down. He got beat from Jump Street as soon as that ball was snapped.
Wow.
This is the end.
That's the end of the third quarter. And again, you hear the boos resonating around the Coliseum. Can the Raiders do anything about it? San Diego leads 13-0.
An all-new Contender. Tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Is it permissible to hide Miller Lite in the fridge?
Sure, I like to stash one in the butter door. I like to hide mine in the crack of a turkey.
Guys, this is an outrage. When it comes to beer, sharing is caring.
For great taste, there's no debate. Miller Lite.
What exactly does this class teach?
How to be a man.
It is time to kill or be killed.
His lessons are tough.
Spread out!
His methods are ruthless.
We know you broke him. And know these guys, they're not cops.
But his students...
I really like your hair.
Wrong answer. Who's next?
...are not going to take it anymore. From the director of Old School, Billy Bob Thornton, John Heder with Ben Stiller.
And the knee. Oh, damn.
School for Scoundrels. Rated PG-13.
Time for something new from eBay.
eBay Express is the new place to find new items you can buy right away. From new... Hey!
Get it new? Buy it now. eBayExpress.com.
Beautiful scene on a beautiful night for football. It just hasn't been pretty for the Raiders so far as we head into the fourth quarter and the final quarter of our NFL kickoff weekend, or the final quarter of our ESPN Monday night doubleheader. There's been Super Bowls in there, but that guy has been there before, and the look on his face tells the whole story. 3rd down and 20. Longest 3rd down situation of the night, and the Raiders have been in a bunch of them. Brooks fires an incomplete in the vicinity of Randy Moss. Sean Merriman's had a whale of a night with 3 sacks already tonight. We mentioned he was the defensive rookie of the year, consensus defensive rookie of the year, went to the Pro Bowl, and he says he thinks he can get better. And if he gets much better than he's playing tonight, I wouldn't want to be trying to block him.
Left to outlaw him. Left to outlaw him. He looks like Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, and he's a student of the game. He talked to us about this, the video setup he has at home, you know, with the big TV. And, you know, he studies guys like Lawrence Taylor. He studied Derek Thomas. I mean, this is the kind of guy that respects the tradition of the game and tries to improve himself.
Parker is going to clear everybody out of the way and let it roll wisely, although it does get a good bounce down to the 42-yard line. Still good field position for the Chargers, up 13-0, and we get a 30-30. Let's check back in with Carl Ravitch. Carl?
Hot Brad baseball stuff. Tigers off, but they are getting snuck up on. Michael Kadire at a home run at 4 RBIs. Torrey Hunter goes deep. They're a game and a half behind the Tigers, and they lead the White Sox by a game and a half in the wild card to the Twins. White Sox just beat the Angels. Deion Branch no longer a Patriot. He's a Seahawk now. The Pats get Seattle's #1 pick in the 07 draft. You'll get ESPN alerts all the time. SportsCenter after the fourth quarter.
All right, Carl, first down for Phillip Rivers on play action throws. LaDainian Tomlinson on the runs, got it, and he's out of bounds near midfield, a pickup of about 8. Chargers did a nice job just on field position there. They had it down to their own 7. Now they got it back at the 42.
Brad, you're absolutely right. The hidden yards in a game, sometimes they're not talked about. The change of field position on the exchange of punts and the good defense by the San Diego Chargers, which kept moving the Raiders backwards.
It's the first time they've been outside their own 20.
10 minutes difference basically in time of possession as we're here in the fourth quarter. And a disgruntled offense for the Oakland Raiders has done very little. 2nd down and 3, ball at the 49. Tomlinson
reverse.
It's coming. They're gonna run that reverse.
They used it once. They fumbled the exchange once. Tomlinson got about a yard to midfield.
Well, Marty's watching that. He's watching that backside. He's lulling him to sleep. They're going to run that dive, and all of a sudden you're going to see Rivers keep that ball and hand it off to the wide receiver coming around, and it's been Eric Parker. So I wouldn't be surprised eventually we're going to see that reverse.
That's Cam Cameron, the offensive coordinator for the Chargers.
He's done a great job with this offense since taking over there with Marty.
3rd down and 2. McCardell in motion. Tomlinson goes down. That's close. I think he's got it.
Yeah, I think he made it too.
Right on our yellow line for the 1st down mark. They might have to take a look at this. We haven't had a measurement all night.
We're talking about Cam Cameron, Ron. 2 consecutive years of over 400 points. That hadn't happened with the Chargers organization since 80 and 81. Don Coryell offense.
Right.
You know, with the great football team they had at that. So he's doing an outstanding job. He'll be a head coach in the National Football League within the next couple of years.
Well, if you're talking about him like that, I'm sure that other people are going to look at him.
I first saw him when he was a quarterback coach at the University of Michigan, coaching all those good guys.
He's been a head coach in college, just not in the pros yet. 1st down at the 48. Toss. Tomlinson. Swarmed under, no gain. Kirk Morrison, the middle linebacker. They like Morrison a lot. Had a good season last year. He's just getting better.
You know, the one thing I'm beginning to see is this Raider defense commit 8 and even 9 to the box as Andrew Walters on the sideline and warming up. He is the backup quarterback. But what that's leaving is Asamoah and Fabian Washington man-to-man on the outside, coaching bump and run. Our old friend Sid Gilman used to always say, don't let him play a man-to-man on the outside, bump and run. Take your shot deep.
2nd down and 10. Are they going to have the end around? They keep working it, but they keep giving it to LaDainian. And he's down to the 46, inside the 46, a pickup of 3. Now the clock is becoming a huge factor for the Raiders now, too. We're under 12 minutes. They trail by 2 touchdowns. They could just get one big play. They haven't been able to get a turnover.
They haven't tried one big play downfield.
No.
They haven't gone downfield with football.
One deep throw to Gates.
Chargers haven't turned it over yet either. The Raiders were terrible in that capacity last year in the turnover ratio. And they only had 5 interceptions all year. And Rivers isn't thrown it enough to give them a chance to get an interception and turn it over.
But I'll tell you, early in the year, their offense, we were fortunate to beat them here on a Sunday night, 2nd game of the season here. They were tough.
San Diego takes a timeout. With 11:28 remaining in the ball game, they are in front 13-0.
So, boss, what keeps you up at night? Maybe you've been tasked with coming up with the next best thing since sliced bread. But look at the guy who invented sliced bread. He didn't invent bread. He didn't invent slicing. He just applied new technology to an age-old problem. Now, who's going to help you do that?
This is Gary Poole, a genial guy from Trenton, New Jersey. Gary's been married for almost 10 years, but until a recent trip to McDonald's, didn't know it. Gary had fresh brewed premium roast coffee with his McGriddles, and it was like he was seeing her for the very first time.
He had no idea we were married.
Gary thought she was cute, so it was okay.
It's like we're newlyweds all over again.
Start your morning with richer, bolder premium roast coffee and add a warm, tasty McGriddles. Wake up and smell your life.
I hope there aren't any other wives.
Ergonomic desk chairs? I watched their back. $650. Office pet?
/ watchdog.
$100. Laptops instead of desktops?
Big ideas don't only come between 9 and 5.
$999 each. Running your business your way. No questions asked.
Nice.
Priceless. Use your MasterCard business card for a chance to win $50,000 for your business.
ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by IBM. What makes you special? Walmart. Always low prices, always.
The Guardian, starring Kevin Costner and Ashton Kutcher. Sneak preview this Saturday, September 16th. And NFL.com. Log on and watch all the highlights from every NFL game this season. It's all on NFL.com.
Beautiful shot above McAfee Coliseum in Oakland. Our aerial coverage being brought to you by Goodyear. It is a perfect night for football. Weather-wise, just not a perfect night for the Raiders so far. They trail 13-0, and they're running out of time. 3rd and 7 for Phillip Rivers and the Chargers. Rivers going to go deep. Got a man out there and got him in stride inside the 10-yard line to Eric Parker, and a perfect throw.
Perfect throw. Good pass protection, though he got rid of the ball in rhythm.
And Warren Sapp was in his face, and you've got to look down the gun barrel in the National Football League, and you will see Phillip Rivers do that. Play action to Turner. Look at him set. Deliver the football under adverse conditions. Puts the ball on the money.
Double move. Great call.
Can't throw it any better than that, Joss.
And he put some velocity on it to beat the safety coming over the top. If he would have laid it out there, the safety would have knocked him out.
38-yard pickup, 1st and goal, Chargers at the Raiders 7. Now it's back to number 21, and he's inside the 5 to the 4. Parker, good look at him. He had 57 catches last year. Career highs, 57 catches, 725 yards, and he only started 9 games. So he's a pretty good one in his 5th year out of Tennessee.
No, Brad, a moment ago, the coach and I were talking during that break. You can't hide your quarterback, and it appeared to me they were trying to hide Phillip Rivers, and eventually you're going to have to ask him to make a play. Well, they asked him to make a play, and he made it. So give him more opportunities.
He made it with authority, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Nice job.
2nd down and goal. 129 yards on the ground for LaDainian Tomlinson, including a touchdown tonight. Will he get it again? No, now it's Rivers rolling and throwing and touchdown, and it's Antonio Gates. So they asked him to make a play twice on that series, and he's got his first touchdown pass as a starter.
It's right tight end position, little fire pass coming out of the backfield there. Quarterback rolling to the plate. There he is, bang. One-on-one coverage on the safety, Derek Gibson.
So again, Antonio Gates in the red zone is money.
Yes, he is. You get running the ball like they've been running the ball on every down, and then you fake that thing coming off tackle. That is tough on the strong safety.
Well, you bring Gibson, who really is a run defender. Now he's stuck matching up against Gates, and it's a mismatch. Yeah. Gates is going to win that 99% of the time.
And he didn't have far to go.
Antonio Gates, the All-Pro, and Phillip Rivers, one happy young quarterback. It is 20-0 San Diego.
Tonight on SportsCenter, full highlights and analysis from Monday Night Football's first ever doubleheader, plus the top 10 plays from the NFL's Week 1. SportsCenter immediately following Monday Night Football.
From the fields of glory where Saturday afternoon legends are born, it's time for college football. And now you can bring that passion home with Fathead. Easy to put up, easy to move. Fathead will stick with you all season long. But you can't buy them in stores. There's only one place to get them, Fathead.com. Officially licensed by the Collegiate Licensing Company, NASCAR, the NBA, the NFL, and Players Inc. Find all your favorite players and teams. Call or go to Fathead.com and show them your Fathead.
Hey. You want to see something cool?
Now you can hang out with an NFL quarterback with Fathead, a larger-than-life wall graphic. Fathead brings NFL action right into your home or office.
Fathead is huge. The coolest thing is, put it on the wall. You don't like it there, peel it off, put it on another wall.
Visit Fathead.com for your officially licensed Fathead teams and players.
Call and get a fat head.
Fathead is for true NFL fanatics only.
Take those posters off the wall and put on Fathead. Hello, people in TV land, get a Fathead.
He's got nothing but open field ahead of him.
You spent all Sunday watching games on the tube.
Spent all Sunday watching games on the tube.
But you missed 85 and there was nothing you could do.
Nothing for you to do.
So here's a suggestion from a real good friend. You can check out the games on the NFLN.
NFL Replay. The 4 best games from Sunday, replayed on NFL Network Tuesday and Wednesday nights.
NFL Replay. On the NFL Network.
Chargers pitching a shutout against their arch rivals from here in Oakland. 20-0 now, the Chargers in front. And look at the smile on Phillip Rivers' face. His first career start. And as Jaws said, they didn't ask him to do much. Finally, he threw a laser to Eugene Parker for 38 yards. That set him up first and goal. They got it down to the 4, and he threw to his all-pro tight end for the touchdown. 58-yard drive and 8 plays. Carr from the 5 on the kick return. Trying to cut it to the near side. Gets what he can and gets out to about the 23, maybe the 24-yard line.
Phillip Rivers makes a great play to set up the touchdown pass to Antonio Gates. The defense will play this situation. As you see right there, Fabian Washington plays the 39 and jumps the out, but it was a double move. So now you see the terrific throw right there. But the key is watch Phillip Rivers. And the players, when they look at the tape tomorrow, are going to love this. Looking down the gun barrel. That's Warren Sapp coming after you. He hung out of the ball to the last possible second. He says, hey, Warren, I got it off, buddy.
He had something to say to Warren, too.
Yeah, he'll tone that down quick enough.
Andrew Walter is in at quarterback for the Raiders. Their third-round draft choice from a year ago. And back to throw. The youngster out of Arizona State throws and caught. Nope. Broken up. Ronald Curry took one in the chops.
So the quarterback. Luis Castillo hit him right in the back.
Aaron Brooks leads the ball game. Guys, get a load of this one as we get another look at the hits.
Nice hit by
Drayton
Florence. Really popped in.
Aaron Brooks left the game with more sacks than completions. That's not a good sign.
No.
7 sacks, 6 completed passes.
If you were a backup quarterback, would you want to go in?
I think Walter was saying, Aaron's playing pretty good, Coach. I think I'll leave him in there.
He really got hit. He really got hit on that last one.
2nd and 10. Walter again to throw. Find himself some time. Lofts it, incomplete. Andrew Walter, guys out of Arizona State, they thought pretty highly of him. Obviously making a third-round draft choice. Now, Matt Leinart was around this year when the Raiders drafted, and I think basically they said this guy's going to be our future because they didn't make any draft pick for a quarterback.
You know, I watched him in the preseason tapes. I liked what I saw. I think good delivery. He looked like he knew what he was doing. Of course, you've got to give a quarterback protection to really do what you can do. But mechanically and physically, he looked good to me.
No, but I don't think that the Raiders right now are going to say, hey, we're going to go with the young quarterback project. They brought in Brooks where they thought they were getting a veteran guy where they could be competitive. Obviously, this could change the whole plan for the season if they decide to go with Walter or even Marcus Tuiasosopo, the number 3 quarterback.
Flag down, delay game.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So it's going to make another one of those 3rd down and long situations for them. 3rd down and 15. How many times have been in that situation? 6 times tonight. Dick, you were telling me off the air. How many per game does a coach expect to run into 3rd down and longs?
That long? About 1 to 2, or maybe 3. Yeah, 3rd and 10 pluses.
But not 6.
On the average. Not 6.
Waller with heat coming. And down he goes again.
That's more than heat.
Sean Phillips and Sean Merriman, the Sean Show. Wow. It is a sack lunch tonight for the Charger defense.
I mean, boy, they're making some bonus money tonight, I'll tell you that.
Coming around.
But watch all the plays, Coach. There's 7-step drop. They're running routes at 18 to 20 yards. By the time Walter's back foot was planting, he had no shot to get rid of the ball.
You see, they were 3rd and 10, and they wanted to go deep rather than throw it in front of the coverage and try to run for the 1st down. But it doesn't matter what they can do. So far, they haven't done anything very well.
This guy's been the only bright spot. That's pretty bad when you're talking about a punter being your bright spot. Parker will field it at the 35. Eric Parker, who made that big catch on the last drive, gets across the 40, got planted at about the 42-yard line. Well, they came out in full force. It was a sellout crowd, and some of them are saying, you know what, I'm going home. As their team is down 20-0 with 8:48 remaining.
Ineligible man downfield, number 42 of the kicking team. 5-yard penalty will be added on to the end of the run. 1st down.
So that'll give the Chargers even better field position. 8:48 remaining in the ball game. Chargers in control over the Oakland Raiders.
This offers incomparable picture quality.
So why does it cost so much?
It's HD TV, sir. Top of the line.
No, I mean, why does it cost more here?
Yeah, Walmart has the same one for way less.
We have a high-def buyers club where you can earn points towards your choice of reward. If you spend $50,000, there's a digital meat smoker.
The same brand name HD TVs as other stores for way less. Get smart before you buy at walmart.com/HDTV.
The 23 flavors in every Dr. Pepper add up to so much taste. 23 is always on the tip of your tongue.
At the end of the 23rd quarter, it's all tied up, 23-23.
We'll be back after a brief 23-second timeout.
Thanks, guys. Dr. Pepper and ESPN are giving you a chance to throw for $1 million. Go to ESPN.com, keyword Pepper to enter. Because with 23 flavors in every Dr. Pepper, there's always more to it.
Why don't we have a wireless network like the Kumar Swamis?
Hello, neighbor. Show-offs. Because ours is more exciting. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Which messages will I get? It's like a fun little surprise.
Now, last time wasn't.
Grandma's forgiving us now. Haven't you, Graham? She will.
Doesn't your family deserve America's most reliable wireless network? Now, buy the latest VCast Samsung phone with a navigation system. Get the second one free. Verizon Wireless. It's the network.
Saturday Night Football on ABC. Nebraska versus USC. This Saturday at 8.
San Diego leads Oakland 20-0. Randy Moss has been basically a non-factor tonight. Had 3 catches really on 1 drive, and that was about it. SportsCenter will follow us as we wrap up the first big weekend of NFL football with the first ever doubleheader in the history of the game. Earlier tonight, the Vikings beat the Redskins, and now the Chargers on the road, like Minnesota, doing the same to the Raiders. There's some guys that had superb games. Sean Phillips, Sean Merriman, and that whole group on the defensive side of the football for San Diego has really played well.
Marty has stated that he thinks this front seven is as good as there is in the National Football League. And boy, tonight, I don't know if this is a true test, but they look awfully good.
2nd down and 8. Just shaded on the Chargers side of midfield. Gates in motion. Tomlinson can only add to, it's Michael Turner, I beg your pardon.
You know, if he'd have stayed with that running play, they had a nice stretch going. The wing came over there in the tight end of the movement. They had a nice block to the outside, and he cut it back. If he stayed with that a little bit more, a little more patient, he probably would have popped that thing.
Yeah, press that hole a little bit.
Yeah. LaDainian Tomlinson does check back in after Turner got that carry. LaDainian is over his average against the Raiders. He loves playing the Raiders as much as Marty Schottenheimer likes beating the Raiders.
Yeah, Marty was talking to Wade Phillips, the defensive coordinator on the sideline. He's probably saying, hey, if we have to send the defense out there, you want to start putting some backups in there.
Quick opener. Tomlinson's going to go down, though, before he can get the first down. Got a yard or 2. Tommy Kelly made another stop. So Phillip Rivers making his first start in his 3rd year out of North Carolina State. And he's done some nice things. Antonio Gates there. Then he went deep, and Parker caught it beautifully in stride. That set up a 1st and goal, and then he found his all-pro tight end Antonio Gates in just a little bit of excitement.
You know, Marty Schottenheimer is managing Phillip Rivers much like Bill Cowher managed Ben Roethlisberger. Give him 20 to 22 passes a game. Don't ask him to win the game by throwing 40 times. And with a young quarterback, that's the way to do it.
Short kick this time. Fair catch taken at about the 18-yard line. So the Raiders are running out of time. 8:40 to play. They need some big plays, and they need them in a hurry.
Tonight on SportsCenter, full highlights and analysis from Monday Night Football's first ever doubleheader, plus the top 10 plays from the NFL's Week 1. SportsCenter immediately following Monday Night Football.
The all-new Acura RDX with super handling all-wheel drive. Praised by man and machine, the all-new Acura RDX.
You're always telling your friends about DirecTV, so why not get paid for it?
Help us spread the word, and we'll give you $100. Your friends not only get DirecTV's top-ranking service, they can get a free DirecTV Plus DVR and a free portable DVD player. Then you get a $100 credit on your DirecTV bill. Got a lot of friends? No problem. There's no limit on how many referrals you can make. And for each friend you refer, you get a chance to win 2 round-trip tickets to Super Bowl 41 in the Refer a Friend sweepstakes.
Now your business can get up to 5% cash back on everything you buy.
Cash back on EKG machines.
Cash back on drywall.
On engines. On computers.
Just apply for the Platinum Business Cash Rebate Card from American Express. There's no annual fee and no limit to how much you can earn.
$640 back. Nice.
So call 1-800-NOW-OPEN today and start getting up to 5% cash back.
Cash back that goes right back into my pocket.
Ryan Bingham's in there.
6:40 remaining in the ballgame. San Diego. Andrew Walter back to throw. Harassed in the pocket again. Look out, young guy. And penalty marker down at the 20-yard line. Sean Phillips tracked him down from behind. He actually got a yard, but again, a flag on the play. The Raiders' deepest penetration into San Diego territory has been the San Diego 33-yard line.
Holding. Number 76 offense. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat first down.
Robert Gallery in his first start at left tackle is having a heck of a time. And his first start over in what is his regular spot, or at least it was at Iowa. In his third year, the former #1 draft choice, #2 overall pick. Of course, he's playing against a front seven that has played like the Purple People Eaters or a Steel Curtain or something tonight, or the Fearsome Foursome.
Well, you got to give some credit to Wade Phillips, the defensive coordinator. Out of this 3-4 defense, he does a lot of things. He really confuses the block.
Fumble. Jordan dropped it. I think he maybe he didn't get back on top of it. Scramble for the football. Apparently the Raiders are going to keep it.
Yeah, you make the call.
Yeah, you make the call. They muffed the draw handoff. Yeah. See, backup quarterback probably hadn't run with that first unit running back in a while on the practice field, which happens. Turnover.
And the Chargers have got it.
Wow, I wonder what you write down on your notebook when you see a play like that.
Fumble. Yeah. And not a good one.
And the first turnover of the game, and it's not something the Raiders needed. That's for sure.
And Andrew Walter put the ball up high on Lamont Jordan's chest and bounced it off his pads. And coach, as you said, you got a backup quarterback in there who probably hasn't repped a whole lot with the first unit, and this is what's going to happen.
It's early in the season, guys, but this is not a good sign for the Oakland Raiders.
It's been an awful performance. I mean, you can't cut it any other way. They've been dreadful.
Unbalanced left again here. Elephant. They must have something off it.
They give it to the fullback. Give a little sugar to Lorenzo Neal, the Pro Bowl fullback, and he got 4 yards.
He didn't get to carry it very often. Last year, 29 times the whole season. He's ahead of his average right now. Just to keep him smiling.
That's right. That's what I say. You got to give him a little love, give him a little sugar, those fullbacks.
His neck's getting shorter.
It's getting shorter all the time.
Boy, he made the Pro Bowl last year, and did he ever deserve it?
He's a terrific guy. Yeah. It's a guy you can talk to all day long. He has a passion for the game, an enthusiasm to go out and block. And that's what you have to play that fullback position. It's kind of the old school kind of player.
Yeah, there's not many of them coming out of college anymore because all in those spread formations and shotguns and that. There's just not many of them around.
Now the give off the left side is to Turner. And Turner got it down inside the 2, maybe to the 1. Kirk Morrison made the stop as clock will wind its way under the 5-minute mark. And the Chargers look like they're going to add points to this and add insult to injury against the hated Raiders. 194 rushing yards to the 46 for Oakland.
It looks like Marty Ball is back.
At least in Oakland.
At least in Oakland. Marty with another win over the hated Raiders in his mind.
Turner in there with Neal. 3rd down and goal. Turner, touchdown. Stills got his feet moving. Ran over Robert Thomas, and now the Charger celebration can really begin. And the trip back to Southern California, that bull thing that they're doing is for Steve Foley, their teammate who's not here
kick-out block
tonight.
again. See, we just complimented Lorenzo Neal, number 41, and he comes back and does a real nice job of kicking out. They doubled down, kicked out. He actually hearing that, too, on his own.
Penalty markers all over the field. And I think it's going to be for the bull stomp that was going on with the teammates. Again, that is for Steve Foley, who's in the hospital. We talked about the gunshot wounds, and that's one of the things they were going to do special for him tonight. And it really doesn't matter in this case.
Taunting, number 33 of the offense. The penalty will be enforced 15 yards on the kickoff.
And here's another look as the guys get together, Turner and Neal and Gates, and they've all got the same thing going on for their teammate who's not here, and it cost him a penalty, but it really doesn't matter with 4.5 to go in a game that's about to be 27-zip, and it is. So they'll tack that penalty on the kickoff. And we're down to 4.5 minutes to play. Hopefully next week the Steelers and the Jaguars will give us something a little bit better than what we're seeing right now. ESPN's Monday Night Football showcases defending Super Bowl champions. They'll take on Byron Leftwich, who looked good yesterday as he led the Jaguars to a win over the Cowboys. Action starts 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. It can also be experienced in high definition on ESPN HD. Steelers and the Jags. Mike and Tony and Joe will have all of that for you next week on Monday Night Football. Well, fellas, the first weekend rolls around, and you don't very often, Dick, see as many visiting teams win football games as we saw this first weekend.
I know it. You know, there have been years when the visiting team has won more, but not many.
Yeah,
not many.
This is going to be the what? 9th visiting team that's going to win this weekend, or is it 10?
Brad, did you see those the yardage numbers? It was absolutely incredible. It looked like the Raiders had 46 total yards.
Oh.
That has to be some sort of record for the Oakland Raiders, a team that is rich in tradition. They used to get 46 yards on one pass play on a regular basis.
And as Andrew Walter came in, I'm sure he wanted to play, but he wanted to come in a situation like this.
Can't blame the quarterback.
But they will. You know that, Coach. The quarterback is always going to get too much credit when things go well and too much blame when things go poorly. And certainly things have gone very poorly for the Raiders here this evening.
Chargers had 46 sacks last year, and they've got a whole bunch already tonight. Here's the kick. Chris Carr will get some good field position, and flags down. Maybe it won't matter. If it's an illegal block, it'll go the other way, and that's just one more thing that the Raiders will continue to have to work on. We talked about them leading the league in penalties.
During the return, holding, number 40, receiving team. 10-yard penalty, spot of the foul. First down, Oakland.
Art, there'll be better days. At least I hope so for you. Let's check in with Bonnie.
Well, Sean Merriman has a lot to do with the fact that the Raiders haven't been able to put any points on the board today, Brad. Talked about him putting that film room in his house, and he's been boxing with his uncle, Henry Buchanan, who's a pro, 150-pound lightweight. He's 15-0, and Merriman was saying, you know, it is 60 minutes of football, but in reality, you're doing 20 seconds worth of a play and then resting for 30, whereas a round of boxing is 3 minutes of straight work, one-on-one with a guy, and it's really helped build his endurance.
I don't think I'd want to do any Muay Thai with Sean Merriman because you get elbows and knees and everything involved. It's not just punching. That guy's done it all tonight.
Yes, he has.
Wow.
Unbelievable football
He might
player.
be the next very great player. We talked about, you talked about it earlier, Jaws. He's looked at films of LT and Derek Thomas and a lot of guys like that. He came out with a statement not that long ago and talked about Junior Seau, and he said he got taken a little bit out of context because he said, I'm going to be better than Junior Seau. Well, he said to us yesterday, he says, I meant no disrespect. I love the game. Junior went to 12 Pro Bowls. I've only been playing a year. I didn't mean it the way it sounded. All I said was, I think because of my physical skills, if I keep working and I keep doing different things and I keep studying the greats like Junior Seau, someday maybe I can be as good or better than him. So I love the way that he explained that to us because, when the story first first came out, it kind of looked like he was saying, hey, man, I'm going to be better than Junior.
Yeah, and there's another dimension to this guy, a pass rush dimension.
Right.
You know, and that's, I mean, he's a defensive end and a linebacker, and I mean, a vicious pass rusher.
And 268 pounds, and his body fat's down from it was a year ago because of what Bonnie showed us with those workouts. I mean, it's just frightening to think of the size of that guy and the speed he's got, and that he can play so well in just his second year.
And he's got that new tattoo on his neck that says "Finish strong."
Justin Fargas makes a nice run.
Justin Fargas all the way down inside the 35-yard line. Shows a little bit of spark.
That's right. Yeah, now they're going to start running the football. We thought that was going to be the plan. They were going to go back to the Raider tradition of that smash mouth style of football, but they've certainly waited far too long to get the running game going or commit themselves to the running game.
Randy Moss, you know, is not going to be happy about his game tonight. Fewest offensive yards in a game in Raider history. Tonight they've got 97. And that is their first down that Vargas just got him since the 13-minute mark remaining in the third quarter. Yikes.
They got two guys in motion.
And now they call a timeout.
Boy,
Timeout Oakland. That's their first charge.
Had the flanker back, Johnny Morant, went in motion, as did to the running back. And the quarterback was kicking the heel to get the running back to come over to block, and the wide receiver was going in motion at the same time. I think they're a little bit
confused. You know, you have Richard Lee in the backfield, number 42. He has not seen a lot of snaps, or probably did not see many reps at practice this week, so there certainly was a breakdown in communication. Now Randy's communicating.
Don't forget, Sports Center is coming up after the game. Scott Van Pelt, Neil Everett. They'll have post-game on the Charger-Raider game, the Vikings-Redskins breakdown. NFL top plays of week 1. I always love that. I doubt that Trent Green is still awake this late at night, but Trent, we hope you get better quickly too. I know Tony Gonzalez called you today, Coach, and said, how's Trent doing? I can't get a hold of him.
I said, I haven't talked to Trent. I've tried to. My wife Carol talked to Julie Green and got a good report.
That's good.
He might miss a game or two, but he's doing okay.
Tip pass incomplete with 2:15 to go. And the Raiders have never had 3 straight losing seasons ever. They've had 3, and now they maybe will be shut out at home for only the 2nd time in history. Denver did it to them in 1981.
I've never seen him look like this in this Coliseum. Never. I think it was a war.
Yeah. I mean, Art has
had to come from behind, and he's got a lot of work to do between now and next Sunday.
That's what I was going to get at, Dick, if I can, after this play. Here's a little quick draw to Fargas. What do you do, Dick, now? Your art show, you go, okay, now what do we do?
Well, first off, you don't panic.
Yeah.
You know, and you right away go into your program for handling adversity.
This early in the season?
After the first game, you're going to have a plan for that.
Week 2?
We'll talk more about it when we come back. We're at the 2-minute warning. 27-0 San Diego.
Time for something new from eBay.
eBay Express is the new place to find new items you can buy right away. From new plasma TVs to new power drills. eBay Express, where you'll always find it new.
Get it new, buy it now. eBayExpress.com.
Now is the time to prove to yourselves and prove to everyone out there you are somebody.
This Friday,
Believe in yourself. That's all you need.
Gridiron Gang, rated PG-13.
Coach, you're a fan of the Coors Light Frost Brew Liner, right?
Darn right.
Wouldn't you say it locks in that frost brew taste?
I can say it with confidence.
Coach, would you say the Frost Brew Liner rocks?
I think that's probably as well as I can state it. I don't know.
Every Coors Light can is a specially designed liner to lock in that refreshing frost brewed taste.
Coach, I started lifting again.
Can you tell?
I don't see any changes that would be visible, you know.
No more secrets. Where are we going for our honeymoon?
A romantic island in the south.
Jamaica?
Credit card miles are blacked out, a little more south.
Antigua?
Blacked out further south.
Aruba?
Getting warmer.
Isn't this great? Did you notice? No bugs.
We gotta switch to Capital One.
Get Capital One's new no-hassle rewards. Now with no blackout dates, no earn caps, and no miles expiration.
Hey, it's walrus mating season.
What's in your wallet?
The NFL and United Way have been helping to strengthen America's communities for years.
Maybe you can give us a hand. Volunteer at UnitedWay.org.
Or two.
All right, Sports Center follows us. Scott Van Pelt, Neil Everett, guys are standing by, anxiously awaiting us to get done here in the last 2 minutes. Been a long day for everybody. We only had about, 15 hours of NFL coverage on ESPN? Third time in 6.
I love it.
You can't get enough of it.
I think I did 13.
Walter back. Throws. Got his man inside the 10. Nice touch to Ronald Curry. It's good to see Ron Curry back. He's had Achilles problems the last 2 years. He had a problem with that when he was a quarterback in North Carolina. And his right leg in the last 2 years, his left Achilles is blown up on him. Here he is back, still working.
It was a zone coverage, and he just worked in there behind the safety, rolled up in the corner, and did a nice job. And he threw the ball. But he got time to throw the ball.
That was the key, Coach. There was a nice touch. He had to loft that ball over Drayton Florence, who had buzzed out to that flat. But the nice touch on the ball, was able to get the completion and get inside the 10-yard line for the Raiders.
See if the Raiders can avoid that shutout that we were talking about. We're down to 1:15, first and goal. Fargas broke one tackle, danced his way back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Drayton Florence made the stop.
He's made a couple good tackles today.
And Carlos Polk made the play, the outside linebacker, number 52. He really forced it to the outside. Didn't allow Vargas to really hit that thing flying. He had to get to the sideline, and that's when his friends came to help. Polk and his guys were there.
Marty Schottenheimer will win his 187th regular season game and break the all-time tie in 7th place with Chuck Knox.
Right.
And the most wins for any coach against one team.
Winning his coaching today.
Yep.
Marty Schottenheimer. I don't think he gets as much credit as due to Marty Schottenheimer.
I agree with you, Coach. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Marty Schottenheimer. And, you know, his son Brian now coaching the Jets, the offensive coordinator in New York. And
started out with a win.
To Eric Mangini and Brian Schottenheimer and that whole staff. A win.
I was in the office the other day talking to Marty, and I said, Marty, you know, I'm proud of Brian as you are, you know, but starting out as a coordinator in New York, wow, that's a tough spot.
This tells you something right here. The Raiders take a timeout with 15 seconds left. They do not want to be shut out. And
they better kick a field goal.
I think Al Davis signaled timeout.
I don't know. That's what I was getting at. I'm not sure where it was coming from, but Janikowski is stretching his leg at least, because you don't want that hanging over your head, especially in your season opener when you had high hopes and your coach is back for his second tour of duty, as Art Shell is. And so now they're going to have...
they'll run an offensive play.
Well, they're going to have to pitch it then to Janikowski, unless he's not going to come out.
Sebastian, he ain't running
He's lost
anywhere.
a few pounds, but he may not be running that distance. Oh, gosh, Art, I know I've had my butt beat many, many times in football, and being on that side where Marty is much more fun.
Oh, yeah.
People say he missed coaching. I says, all the wins.
Yeah, none of the losses. Third down and goal. Walter steps up in the pocket. He's going to run with it and gets down at about the 9 with 9 seconds remaining. And final timeout taken. So Marty Schottenheimer, who has Raider week and gets his team all geared up for it, and came in on the road in a hostile environment with a first-time starting quarterback in Phillip Rivers, and the gym rat from Alabama by way of North Carolina State is going to be a happy quarterback tonight. Not huge numbers, but he did a very nice job.
How about his dad?
How about his dad? Very happy. His dad's here, yeah.
You know, we were talking earlier, and I said in my first start, it was my 3rd year, and I threw 13 passes, and I kind of correlated that to Phillip Rivers. I said, you know, Marty's going to manage his game and not give a lot of opportunities. I didn't think it would ever be 11 throws.
Yeah.
Next week, he'll get up to 17.
That's right.
Well, when you have LaDainian Tomlinson, there's the duo in the backfield right now.
And he's looking up to him. This kid's going to go fast.
Phillip Rivers, I thought, was outstanding. The kid just reeks of football. He's a fun guy to be around. The players respective and tremendous upside.
Walter on 4th down, throws out, completes.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds with no time remaining, if the scoreboard is right. And
Marty's still coaching over there.
He's still coaching, telling his guys to stay off the field. He wasn't sure if it was all zeros up there on the scoreboard, but it is. So he's got another win over the Raiders. He's got his 187th win, moving into 7th place all time, all by himself. LaDainian Tomlinson, huge game. 27-0. San Diego goes to 1-0. Oakland with their loss with Art Shell's return. Sports Center's next. Right now, for Dick Vermeil, Ron Jaworski, Bonnie Bernstein, and the rest of our ESPN crew, Brad Nessler saying good night from Oakland. Guys that coached together and coached against each other. One goes home happy and one doesn't. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
He's no Gary. Gary in there.
I still had a sip left.
Dude, that was amazing.
It was what I had to do.
When someone tries to take your unfinished Bud Light, you must react with quickness. Try to take my Bud Light.
Actually, you can just keep that one.
Again! Oh.
How'd you do that?
That was not me. That was my cousin Lou.
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
Again!
I've trained for this my whole life. I cannot fail. I will not fail because I am one with a can.
Dr. Pepper is giving you a shot at $1 million. But first, you gotta get past me. Log on to ESPN.com, keyword Pepper. Beat me at College Pick'em, and you could be passing for the $1 million live at the Big 12 and ACC Championship games Saturday, December 2nd on ABC.
There it is. Go get it.
Pepper who? I'm the salt. Let's go. Let me take you through this thing. Look here. 85 on the left side, so everybody on the left really don't even matter. Who was 35? He jumping that. Hold up. Pause for the calls.
Madden NFL 2007. Rated E for everyone. EA Sports. It's in the game.
ESPN thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League. This is SportsCenter.
On the night, Luis Castillo bags Brooks there. Next Chargers possession, Rivers hits Eric Parker, 38-yard gain, and back in the pocket, he took a pop from the QB killer, and Sapp had a little bit to say something to Rivers. Who says something to Sapp about that? Hey, frustrating night for 99.
Kids brave. They got to play him again, though.
Yeah, they do, but at this point, the Chargers certainly have the first laugh, let's put it that way. Two plays later after that, as Rivers, who lets Sapp have the business there, finds Antonio Gates for the first time on the season. Chargers in a rout, 27-0. So the Art Shell Part 2 starts off with the first shutout of the Raiders at home in 25 years. First time they've been shut out by the hated Chargers since 1961. How about that for the way for Art Shell's second time around to get started?
You know, Randy Moss said that it spelled like fish. Should have said it spelled like donuts. 1-0 there.
It's 1-0 for the Chargers. Who, as you can see, that's the press conference room. A very lonely sight right there. Art Shell's going to walk up to the podium, and as soon as he steps up to the podium, we will take you there. So, holy smokes is the only way to put it. Marshall Faulk, Rich Eisen with you here on NFL Total Access post-game coverage of week number 1. And where do you start? I mean, the offensive line obviously is where you have to start for the Oakland Raiders. Every single player on that offensive line is at a new position. They've never started a football game in the National Football League at this current position. And do you go back to the drawing board? I mean, what do you do right now?
You know what? There's a couple of things here that you have to look at. That was a total offensive debacle. And you have to look at the offensive coordinator. He hadn't called a play in the league since 1994. Joe Gibbs just hired Al Saunders, saying that, okay, this is a little bit beyond me. And we know that Joe Gibbs is a Hall of Fame coach. This guy, he got to get some help.
Well, I mean, the question is,
he has to get some help.
Well, I mean, I think you're referring to Tom Walsh, the offensive coordinator.
Yes, there's problems. I saw too many. This is an attacking defense. I saw too many 7-step, 5-step. I saw no quick throws, nothing like that. We call them looks. The passes that they threw to Randy Moss, those are looks. Those are running plays that are designed to go up inside. When they have too many people in the box, you throw the ball to the receiver. Those aren't designed pass plays.
But the question that I have is this is a league all about adjustments. I mean, Art Shell is no dummy. I mean, the man is a Hall of Famer. The second time around as a head coach in the National Football League. I mean, did you see any adjustments? I mean, what you're saying is you saw no adjustments.
I saw nothing.
Tonight.
I saw nothing done different. They chose to put in Lamont Jordan is a stout guy, but he cannot block Sean Merriman. Offensive linemen, offensive tackles, weak side that get paid a lot of money to block him, can't block him. So I don't understand how you slide the line to the other guys and put Lamont Jordan on him. No, those are things that you just can't do. Well, I've played against teams that are 34 defenses. That running back has to block that inside backer. You take that tackle, Robert Gallery, and put him on Merriman, and there you have your pass protection.
There are a couple times that Merriman blew right past Gallery as well. So
yeah, but you expect that from him.
Why?
That's Sean Merriman.
I know. He lights out, yeah. 3 sacks, 3 of the 9 sacks, a third of the San Diego Chargers sacks on the night by Sean Merriman. And you take a look at the road teams in week number 1. Oh, my goodness. If you were a road team, it was a very good week for you. 11 road teams when a record would have been 12, so 1 shy of that record. But the Colts on Sunday Night Football and the Vikings and the Chargers, the last 3 games of this week number 1, all won by the road team, including the Bears in the late game on Sunday. I mean, what do you make of that, Marshall? Just a fluke? What do you make of that?
No fluke there. That's football at its best right there. Anytime you could shut someone out, that's football at its best.
So Aaron Brooks sacked 7 times, most by any Raiders quarterback in an opener since Jeff George was bagged in 1998 against Kansas City 10 times. If you remember, that was the night I believe Derek Thomas was going crazy.
Yes, I remember that.
He had 7 sacks in that ball game, and so the Raiders are licking their wounds. They were hoping that Art Shell coming back, that they had a good draft, that Warren Sapp is still anchoring that defensive line, that it was a whole different story for the Oakland Raiders, but instead it's an absolute, total, unmitigated disaster of a season opener for the 2006 season. As soon as Art Shell steps to that podium, we will take you to it, and we'll get all the reaction from the Chargers as well, as NFL Total Access is on the air.
And done.
500 on.
It was a great physical effort by our bunch, and then when we threw it, we were efficient. And I know we'll probably have to throw it more down the road, and that'll be just fine. But we got the first one, out of the way, and we'll be excited to get going next week.
One of potentially many wins for Phillip Rivers. Thanks.
Appreciate it.
It's the first time the Raiders have been shut out at home in 25 years. As I say it, the first time the Chargers have shut out the Raiders since 1961, and Oakland just 129 yards of total offense the entire game. Coach Ditka, we saw the sacks. Oakland they were on the bad side of 9 sacks. Aaron Brooks took the brunt of 7 of them. What was their problem?
Well, it was protection. They got behind. They had deep drops. You're right. Jaws hit it right on the button. You drop back there 5, 7 steps, you're going to have a problem, especially when these guys are coming down around the end. And Merriman is a man among boys, believe me. The tackles couldn't block him, and the backs couldn't block him. They had a big problem with him all the way through the football game. But this team has to reevaluate one thing. They got to reevaluate what is their philosophy for playing offense and defense. Now, defense, I didn't see too much bad about that. But offense, you've got to figure out, what are we all about? What can we do and what can't we do? And they better figure out what they can do and do it better.
Well, they haven't done it better against their own division. Nope. Since the Raiders went to the Super Bowl against the AFC West, they are 2-17. There was a time that they just used to own San Diego, but it's San Diego, it's the entire AFC West not doing well. Aaron Brooks in this game, his numbers 6 of 14, 68 yards. I'm guessing that's not a QB rating of 100. What did you see in him that showed a complete lack of getting it done?
Well, the first thing I saw, what Aaron Brooks does well is when he has time, he throws the ball deep. He can do that, but he didn't have time. They try to throw the ball deep. I just think you can't hold on to the football that long. Watch it drop. That is 7 steps. Now, the protection was terrible because if it took him 2 seconds to drop 7 steps, they didn't even block for 2 seconds, Stu. So you can't blame him for everything. The offensive line deserves the most of the blame for what happened out there tonight. Believe me, they were horrible.
Aaron Brooks' quarterback rating in the game, 58. Not great. A big part of that, you mentioned it during the highlight, Sean Merriman, he had 3 sacks by himself. What makes this beast of a man so effective?
He wants it. Here's a guy that goes on the football field. He wants it. He wants to make something happen. Watch him. He's having fun out there. He's putting pressure on these guys. And even when they block him, he turns the quarterback into somebody else to get him. Castillo or one of these guys is going to get him. This guy plays the game the way you like to see people play it. Stu, he's having fun. It's like a kid in a candy store. You can't beat that.
He's been in the Pro Bowl. If he keeps having games like this, he's going again after the game.
Super Bowl.
To the Super Bowl and the Pro Bowl. After the game, Sean Merriman hooked up with Bonnie Bernstein.
The Raiders were hoping this team would have a turnaround, new coach, new quarterback. How did you hold them to under 100 yards?
We came out here ready tonight. We scouted them all weekend. I think the defense played really well. You have to give all the credit to the DBs back there. They held them off so we can get the sacks up front.
How much better you think this front 7 is than last year?
We're a lot better because we realized some of the mistakes we made last year, and we want to become #1. I mean, we want to be #1 in the league, and we want to go out and prove it.
How much did you have the chance to watch your quarterback there when you were sitting on the bench?
Got a lot of chance. I mean, we're behind him 110%. We think he can go out there and get it done for us, and he's going to keep getting better each and every week.
Sean, thanks.
All right, thank you.
All right. This was the 3rd shutout in Week 1. The last time that there were 3 or more shutouts in Week 1 of an NFL season, 1977.
I was a young man then.
You're still a young man, Coach. You're still a young man. He's like 32 years young or something like that. It was all San Diego in Oakland's hometown. Philip Rivers gets his first NFL touchdown pass of the season. LaDainian Tomlinson turned to me and said afterwards, now we're having fun.
Thanks, Matt. More.
We had 4 receivers. We have 5 receivers. And I decided that we would go with the other 4 guys. That's it.
Arden, in looking at Sean Merriman from last year,
yes.
Did you guys think more about doubling him today or giving help because when he got matched up?
It didn't matter whether you doubled him because the other people were coming in there too. So it didn't matter. You could double him up, but then there were other people. There were breakdowns up and down the line of scrimmage. If it was just that one guy creating a problem, then yeah, you go ahead and double him. But you double someplace else, then you're making something else weak. So it was too many breakdowns up and down the line of scrimmage, and we just got to do a better job.
Coach, how's Aaron feeling right now? Do you expect him to start in Baltimore?
I expect he will. He feels fine. He's fine. He just got banged up, you know, knocked around.
Should he share his responsibility?
Should he? I have to look at the film to determine that, really. Because there were times when he set up, as soon as he planted, somebody was in his face right now, so he tried to avoid. He escaped a couple of times. You know, once you look at the tape, then you'll figure out whether he had time to find somebody that was open right away for him.
What did you think of Moss's taunting penalty?
I didn't see it. I didn't see it. So I don't know what happened. They say he flipped the ball and the guy caught the ball. I mean, people flipping the ball all the time. It's not like if he, and I didn't see it. If he threw it at him, I could understand, but he just flipped the ball up.
So what does Jerry Porter have to do next week to come back? Is there anything he's not doing that's preventing him from?
I went with the guys I thought I wanted to play with. I thought we could win with. That's what I did, and that's the decision I make. And I'm not going to sit here and try to give you a scenario of how Jerry Porter may be active at some point in time, but today I didn't feel like I wanted to go in that direction.
Art, you talked about this, why you guys were not able to stop David Thompson.
I am very shocked by that. I mean, the guy's a great player, and we know that. He broke off some runs today. It made it look real easy. again, that's what I said. We didn't compete in the first part of the game. First half, our defense, offensively, special teams, we didn't compete. And so therefore he got off real good and made a lot of big plays, a lot of plays. He's a great runner.
What about your own rushing game? Was that again a blocking type issue?
Well, we didn't block well, but I thought we might have gotten away from the run game a little too much. We need to be more consistent with our run. We're working on a lot of runs, but I don't think we ran the ball enough. But then I got to go back and look. I don't even know how many times we ran the ball, but it wasn't enough.
Anything else?
Thank you.
So that's it for Art Shell. After the first home shutout loss since 1981, LaDainian Tomlinson had a lot to do on the other side of the ledger, and he caught up with Paul Burmeister after the game.
RDLT, 6 100-yard games against the Raiders now. What is it about this team?
We just come in with a mindset of trying to run the football, establish the running game, and it worked today. You know, sometimes they take it away from us. The second half, it was a little bit tougher to run the ball, but we got it done today.
Philip Rivers appeared to be awfully poised from where I was sitting in the press box. Down here in the huddle, did you have the same kind of feeling in him?
No question. You know, he's a poised young man, and I think that's from being raised by a coach. And so, you know, he know what he had to do, and he was obviously very prepared. And I think we was very happy with the way he played today.
Right. 31 carries tonight. Are you prepared to handle that kind of load until he gets really comfortable?
Oh yes, definitely. You know, I said before that I was going to do whatever it took. You know, whether that was running the ball 30 times until Philip got ready. You know, the team got ready to pass a little bit more. And then we got Michael Turner, who can come in and you know, he had 10 carries tonight. And so we can mix it up a little bit and keep teams honest.
Right. Well, congratulations on a great start, and go enjoy the win.
Thank you.
All right. Guys, back to you.
So San Diego heads back down the coast to open things up against the Tennessee Titans, who had their own struggles in the first week of the season. And as long as, I guess, they only need 8 completions from Philip Rivers, or one fewer completion than the number of sacks their defense comes up with, the San Diego Chargers will beat the 72 Dolphins, right?
Hey, when you play defense like that and you have LT as your running back, you can throw it 3 times.
Which is what he did to LT. LT with 3 receptions in his 6th career 100-yard rushing game against the Raiders, most against any opponent. He can do it.
Oh, he really does it against the Raiders.
Right. And the Raiders, I mean, next they got to go across the country and help the Ravens open up. Woo. We saw what Ray Lewis did to the Buccaneers. Marshall Faulk and I are staying right here for a whole 1-hour edition of NFL Total Access. Don't go anywhere. Normally torches the Oakland Raiders, and even with a new head coach staff in Oakland, it's more of the same from LT. A 58-yard sprint in the first quarter, with San Diego already up 3-0, Marshall.
Oh, this is just a great run here by LT. Great block by Lorenzo Neal. The safety here, you got to make this tackle. You got to be in position to at least run the guy to the sideline, use that as your friend. But it's LT.
And it sets up LT for LT. Allow myself to set up myself. First play of the second quarter, and it's 4th and inches, and Marty decides to just send his stud running back over the top. Why not?
Just take a look at how high he gets up here. That's Walter Payton-ish.
Well, it's the first touchdown of the season for LT. Nate Kading later on in the second quarter, he is wide right, and the Raiders get a break, but Nnamdi Asomugha is called for running into the kicker, and the kicker does a little bit of acting, but that's all it takes. And so the Chargers get the ball back, much to Art Shell's chagrin, and Kading would hit a field goal to go up 13-0. Randy Moss still at 5.5 to go in the half. Shut out until this pass. Aaron Brooks to Randy Moss for the first time ever, and then why not? Very next play, if it works for 10 yards this time. And then later in the drive, it's Moss on a 12-yard catch, and suddenly the Raiders are moving the ball just before the end of the half, but the problems in protection that they had all night long rears its ugly head. Aaron Brooks perhaps holds on to the ball too long. Donnie Edwards and Sean Phillips meet at the point of attack, and then it's lights out later on. Sean Merriman had a sack here as 4 sacks for the Chargers in the first half.
Field day. They were feasting on him. Marking his territory right here. I like that.
All right, second half, late in the third quarter, 53 seconds left in it. It's Merriman again. He had 3 sacks on the night of Aaron Brooks. The next play, it's Luis Castillo. I mean, this is getting a little nutty as Luis Castillo gets a little bit of Aaron Brooks here. 9 sacks by the Chargers on the night. And how does something like that happen, you have to wonder. As for Philip Rivers, he only had to complete 8 passes. Here's one of them, to Eric Parker. And he brings the Chargers inside the red zone, and back in the pocket, he takes a pop from Warren Sapp, who he gives a little bit of business to, Philip Rivers.
That's pretty brave of the young fella right here talking to Sapp. But when you're running for the ball like they did, you can talk to whoever you want to.
I mean, Sapp gets him, and then watch Philip Rivers. I don't know what he says to him, but
I'm surprised that wasn't a flag.
Oh, taunting.
Yes.
Ah, okay. And Rivers to Antonio Gates for the touchdown. It's just, I guess, a formality now when the LT has to score one. I guess one has to come from Gates. And that was the look of the night for Art Shell, who comes back as the Raiders head coach. And all he sees is the first home shutout since 1981, and the first time shutout by the Chargers since 1961. And Al Davis should remember that because he was on the coaching staff of the Chargers back in 1961. So it's a bagel for Art Shell in his return as the Raiders coach.
When you get singled up, you gotta dig down and do your job of protection. And we didn't get that done when we got singled up. They did nothing we had not seen on film. That's the sad thing about it. They played and did exactly the things that we thought they would do, and we got singled up and we just didn't do a good job.
So both teams on the road win on Monday Night Football, meaning 11 road teams won in week number 1 of the season. The record for a season-opening Road Warrior extravaganza was back in 1983 when 12 teams pulled off that feat. And Marshall, you could see Art Shell sort of almost lose his composure just a slight bit when he was talking about how his offensive line blocked. And, you know, Art Shell is a Hall of Fame offensive lineman. One of his assistants on the O-line is Hall of Famer Jackie Slater. And the question I have for you is we have to, let's take a look at LT first, shall we? Let's open this playbook here and see what did your compatriot at running back do?
Well, when you look at LT and what he did today and how they only threw the ball 11 times and handed to him another 31, this 58-yard run here is indicative as to what mindset that they're going to have for this year to not put the pressure on Philip Rivers. When you look at LT and the dimensions of his offense, it's him and Lorenzo. Now, you can put 8 in the box, you can put 9. Here, they fake the reverse, they get rid of support, corners running over. Lorenzo Neal doesn't take, this is why he's the best fullback in the business. He doesn't just block one guy, he uses that guy to block another guy. LT runs by the safety, he don't even have a chance because he's out of position. And when you have a guy like this with the dimensions that he has, and he can do a lot of things with the ball, it puts a lot of pressure on defenses to put 8 in the box, 9 in the box. The quarterback only threw 11 times, but he completed 8 of them.
6th 100-yard rushing game for LT against the Raiders, most for him against any opponent. Paul Burmeister stopped him after the game.
All right, LT, 6 100-yard games against the Raiders now. What is it about this team?